Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I usually have a very peachy, nice warm-up. Get everybody excited. Hey, it's Inside Edge Primetime, and it is Cavaliers Game 1 post-game against the New York Knicks. Also Inside Edge Primetime, and just like the lights went out there, the lights went out on the Cavaliers. They dropped Game 1 to the New York Knicks. Final score of 115-104 in Game 1. Chad Bryan so upset he is muted and his lights are off. It's absolutely incredible. So here we are. I'm in the middle. Not a great spot to be in right now between two angry fellas. And I'm angry too. Cavs lose Game 1. Kyle Cornell to my right, your right, from Unfiltered, 5 to 6 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan, obviously Inside Edge Primetime here with myself, 10 to 11. We're here with you at 11 because the Cavs went to overtime, dropped the game 115-104 to the Knicks, a game they were up at by 20 points at one point. And they dropped the ball in Madison Square Garden. All the celebrities were hugging and high-fiving, and unfortunately, we are having a different post game than we thought we were having about 40 minutes ago. So with all that being said, I'm going to kind of step away for a moment. I'm going to go behind. No, I'm kidding. But I'm going to ask some questions to guys, kind of get their thoughts. I would ask how they're doing, but that would just be foolish of myself. So I'll start with Chad because Kyle, I'm going to let him breathe for a second. Chad, what are your thoughts on this Cavaliers game? And then if you could hand the baton over to Mr. Kyle Cornell.
Oh boy. I think the thing to do when you literally can't hit a shot to save your life is just keep chucking up threes. Because eventually one might go down, right? Man, again, it's the same thing. It's turnovers, it's lack of effort at the biggest moments. It's guys standing around watching rebounds, just kind of, casually bounce away a couple times on the floor. A 22-point lead that they Jesus. I don't know.
Okay.
It's Kyle. I have nothing else. Just
I want to respectfully interject for both of you guys, and I'm not saying you don't know ball, but I played at the college level. I've been around these kind of teams, this kind of stuff. This is 150,000% James Harden. I watched the entire game. I watched him be a non-factor the entire game. He was out there in the first three quarters, and he was just out there. He was a piece. He didn't do anything egregious, but he didn't do anything good either. I watched the Knicks switch to him every single possession, and I'm not exaggerating. The entire fourth quarter, a 20-point lead, gone. He was the primary defender on every shot attempt. Look it up. Every shot attempt in the fourth quarter. Every single one. It didn't matter if it was Brunson, if it was Anunoby in the corner, if it was Bridges. It didn't matter. They found a way to get him on. So, yes, James Harden, you know what? I'll give him 98%. 2% goes to Kenny Atkinson because apparently he doesn't know basketball. Because if you watch any of Jalen Brunson's tape and what he does in fourth quarters, you know you have to play defense on him. If you don't, if you get on his hip, if you get lazy, he's going to drop 20 points in a quarter. Why is Dennis Schroeder not in the game when he harassed him for the first 3 quarters and made Jalen Brunson, who scored 20 points on like 20 shots, look bad? What the fuck are we doing? Give him the game. And no, it's not Evan Mobley's fault. He played great tonight, actually. He took open shots. He had confidence. He got rebounds. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell played out of his mind. Donovan Mitchell had like 6-7 steals in the game. 6-7 fucking steals. Like, what are we?
I was going to show
talking about
the thing.
This is literally it. One person affects this team so much, and you know what? This is the first time since that trade I miss fucking Darius Garland because at least the kid put effort in.
Yeah.
At least he tried. He wasn't a good defender, but at least he tried. James Harden swatting at
I wish they had a stat for refusal to close out on a jump shot. I wish we could see that.
Oh, but Kyle, he got 2 to 3 steals. Yeah, because he swipes when he gets beat off the dribble, and every once in a while, because he's long enough, because he's 6'5", he gets a fucking hand in there. He fouls most of those swipes anyway, but he gets away with it because no one flops like fucking James Harden does, unless your name is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah,
but like what the fuck are we talking? 22 fucking points in the fourth quarter. In the fourth. Eli calls me. We're up 20. I'm like, so far, so good. Notice how I said so far, so good. Because this team will do this shit. They're going to get swept. I'm sorry. The mental block that they just hit, the mental block they just hit, this is the one game they had a chance to steal in New York. Because New York hasn't played in, it seems like a fucking month at this point. They were rusty. They're missing all these shots. The Cavs played aggressive. They were going to the rim. They were getting open threes, and you'll live with that. Sam Merrill open 3. If he misses it, well, fuck me, whatever. Donovan Mitchell open 3, fuck whatever. Evan Mobley's hitting fucking shots in the open court. All this is working in their favor, and then they give the ball to fucking James Harden. The last play in the game, a tie game, Donovan Mitchell doesn't touch it. What the fuck is Kenny at? Call a timeout and run a fucking play. It's 9 seconds in the goddamn game.
Hey, why didn't they
What are we doing?
I don't understand that at all.
You got 2 left. Advance the ball. Run a fucking play. Like a pro sports team. I lost my mind. And again, they just kept giving it to him. And Kenny, after they cut the lead in half, and they just keep picking on James and keep picking on James. I don't care what his last name is. I don't care how much money he makes on his fucking contract. Take him out. Because he's not doing anything. And every time someone drives by him, whoa, he hit me. Fuck you, man. Get the mercenary out of the game and actually win a fucking ball game for once when it matters.
And there were some thoughts that we talked, and I said, and I'm not dismissing James Harden, but I did think it's just egregious, Kyle. And I don't think anybody can disagree.
But on offense too, Eli. But on offense, they started giving James the ball, and he started doing what he does best. He starts dribbling around for 21 seconds and then pulling up a dumbass mid-range shot. Or, hey, let's let James Harden take 4 threes in the fourth quarter when he hasn't hit one all game. That makes total sense.
Oh, yeah. And James Harden.
I don't care what he did in 2018. It's 2026. What the fuck are we doing?
And James Harden isn't excused in my mind. I don't think anybody's mind here in Cleveland tonight, Kyle. I think a lot of Cleveland's feeling like how you're feeling. Here's the other thing, though, too, with the Cavaliers, right? Full scope, because there were a lot of good performances. I know we're not going to talk about too much of those good performances by Mobley, and Don had a pretty good game.
They played fine. They played great.
But
it's one guy. It's one fucking guy.
But they took the pedal off the gas, or the gas, whatever you want to say. They stopped pushing and moving.
That's why I blame Kenny. That's why I blame Kenny too, Eli, because he's the one that says, yeah, sure, James, take it up the court. Walk it up the court, you fat ass. Take it up the court and dribble around and try to cross over Cat. Oh, you look so cool. Fuck you. Fuck both of them.
Yeah, that's how a lot of Cleveland is unfortunately feeling tonight, like Kyle Cornell and like a lot of us here on the Inside Edge Network. It's frustrating. James Harden, I want to be clear, Kyle. I know we were texting before. He is definitely not excused from any blame in this game. I mean, he shot poor from the floor. The turnovers were prevalent again here for James Harden. So it's tough, and it almost makes me think, and we talked about it, and you brought up a point here on postgame here with Chad and I about, it might be time. And if this wasn't a clear time, I don't know when is the time for Kenny Atkinson to make this move, because to your point, I thought Dennis Schroeder, guys, was absolutely incredible on Jalen Brunson. He was being the pest that we brought him into Cleveland to be at the trade deadline. He was bringing it. He was meeting him at the dribble or the inbounds, meeting him right there and taking him all the way full court with him. Okay, I'm gonna be your seatbelt, and you're gonna have to shake me because I'm gonna be a pain in your ass the entire game. It just seemed like, and I understand Harden, but Kenny Atkinson's got some questions too, Kyle, because the rotations. Where were the rotation? The masterpiece we were calling from Kenny Atkinson in Game 7, the rotations, the ball movement, all of that died in the fourth quarter in overtime tonight. It looked like me in NBA 2K when I'm down by like 8, and I'm like, just chuck this shit up because we got to get some buckets.
Chad, man, I'm literally like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I can't name one other Cav that had a bad game. They all played pretty well, except for fucking James Harden. You can look at shooting percentages or whatever, but again, a lot of those shots were just missed open shots. I mean, we're gonna live with that, right? But I mean, like, this dude just, as Eli mentioned, just drew him to a fucking standstill on offense and then didn't play defense. And this is where we're at now. We're blowing 22-point leads and losing by 11 in overtime. They scored 3 points.
The whole game, you're moving the ball really, really well. I mean, the ball's flying around the perimeter. You're getting open shots. Like you said, you're going to miss open shots. That's fine. I'm not worried about shots. What I'm worried about is, again, 21 seconds of ISO ball, throwing up some kind of a prayer at the end of the shot clock. It never going down. When you can't buy a bucket, I mean, go back to what works. Move the ball. Get the most open shot. I mean, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to watch, honestly. Besides the fact that you blew a 22-point lead, I mean, I was going to make a joke and say, hey, there is one bright spot. At least the Cavs had the biggest lead of the game. That's fun.
They showed if they play how they're supposed to and how they can, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating about this team is you don't get that effort for 48 minutes, and you don't get it for 7 games of a series. It's like I don't know, they don't pick and choose, but it comes and goes. And here's the thing, baffling as to why. I don't know why.
I can't even say effort, guys, because like again, the other 14 players on the team that whoever played in the games tonight, they showed up. They showed. I have never seen a game in my entire life. I've seen guys take over and win it. I've seen LeBron score 25 straight, 29 of 30 and just beat Detroit by himself. I've never seen a player personally torpedo a 22-point lead by just being on the floor and getting.
No, you're right though. They did go at him. You're right. I mean, they went at him in the fourth. You're right.
Guys, they didn't drive on anybody else. They literally switched on to James, and when James didn't get switched on, they passed to the person he was guarding that he had to switch on to guard somewhere else, and that person hit the shot. We watched the fourth quarter. I'm not fucking joking. Literally every possession, he got fucking torched. And Kenny's over there like, oh, we made $40 million. Fuck that, dude. Get him out of the game. He's a liability at that point. He's not doing anything on offense for you. Oh, well, he hit the little fadeaway shot. Yeah, he went 1 for fucking 10. Whoop did he fucking do? Schroeder can hit a fucking floater too. Anyone can do that shit. Like, what are we talking about? Like this, and then you know what? I will talk about Donovan for a second because he disappeared in the fourth after having a great first 3 quarters where he was just there. He put his print on it. I said before in the pregame, not really pregame, but during Unfiltered today, I needed him to outplay Jalen Brunson in a complete game for the entire series. Like, I want to see him get steals, assists, rebounds, put a full stamp on the game. And you know what? For the first 3 quarters, I was like, wow, he doesn't have as many assists as I like, but he's being aggressive. He's going inside. He's, drawing the double, triple teams. It's a pass to a pass. Fine. Hockey assist. I'll take it. Like, he stopped doing that because they gave the ball to James Harden and said, hey, run out the clock for us. And you can't fucking do that against these teams. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Any of these 3 teams left will eat you alive because that dude is on the fucking floor.
You know how explosive the Knicks have been. I mean, it's you can't.
Yeah, absolutely. And fellas, we got a lot more to break down here. We're here with you for the next hour or so. Cavs post game. Cavs drop game 1, 115-104 in overtime to the New York Knicks. They will play game 2 Thursday. We'll have post-game coverage again, hopefully a happier one, but we don't know. But they are down 1-0 to the New York Knicks. We'll take a quick pause here on the Inside Edge Network. Of course, if you're enjoying all the content, like, subscribe, all of that great stuff. Follow at Inside Edge Net on all of the socials. And, of course, the great website, InsideEdgeNetwork1, we're running a cool deal. Probably the greatest news you can hear during this postgame is we are running a great deal. We can get 20% off your entire order at the merch shop with the promo code INSIDER. There it is, INSIDER, and that is at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. But that's Kyle Cornell to my right, your right. That's Chad Bryan to my left, your left. I'm Eli Moon. This is the Inside Edge Network, Cavs postgame coverage. We're coming right back with more emotions and more takes right after this.
And we thank you for your support of the Inside Edge Network. And don't miss my show, Midnight Run, right here on the Inside Edge Network. You won't miss a single episode when you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And welcome back to Cavs Game 1 post-game Inside Edge Primetime. And man, oh man, today is not the night if you were looking for smiles. To my right, your right, is one Kyle Cornell from Unfiltered. You can catch him here 5 to 6 p.m. on the Inside Edge Network, giving some great current events, some news, obviously some sports takes. He had his Cavs keys to victory. They did not follow that for 5 quarters. So you'll see him obviously all week long. A lot of great stuff from Kyle, as he's provided already on this post game here. And then Chad Bryan to my left, a little weird.
I'm sorry, guys.
They're good. Chad Bryan, primetime host, keeps me together, which in turn helps me keep Kyle together. And together, we're going to get through this hour. The sun will shine tomorrow. It's going to be like 70-something degrees. But unfortunately, we have a lot to talk about right now. And if you're just missed, the Cavaliers we're unpacking a Cavaliers loss 115-104 in overtime to the New York Knicks. They dropped game 1 in Madison Square Garden. They will have game 2 Thursday in Madison Square Garden. And Kyle, I'm going to hand it back to you here in a moment. I do want to just show everybody on or at home that we will have the conference finals here on the Inside Edge Network. We will have Thursday. It'll be myself, Chad Bryan, and Omar Klossel here with you after the game that starts at 8 o'clock against the New York Knicks. So we'll keep an eye on that. Bringing it back to the fellas. Kyle, I'm going to hand this off to you, pal, because I got some thoughts. But honestly, I see your blood pressure rising right now. I see it. I'm concerned. Pal, I know James Harden, but there's got to be other things, right? I mean, I know we talked about Kenny Atkinson. There's nothing else about it. I'm having a tough, here's my thing, and I just want to voice myself here for a moment. I'm having a tough time understanding, and I'm not, let me be clear, I'm not saying James Harden is not guilty of everything he did and everything you brought up. I'm not. But how did the team just let off of the gas? How did we not make any improvements? And I know it falls on Kenny, but the players, you just got off of 2 Game 7s, and you're telling me you couldn't close out a double-digit lead with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter?
Let me answer your question with a question. Who's taking the ball out of James Harden's hand?
Yeah. That's fair. Well, somebody's going to have to.
There's only one guy. There's only one guy that can, and it's Donovan Mitchell, and he's not going to do that because he fought tooth and nail to get James Harden on the team. Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry, guys. Like, there's I'm sure a million storylines you could try to pull, and we could try to think really hard about, well, they didn't do this in this moment, they didn't do that. I watched it live in front of my face. I watched a guy literally say, fuck this game. I'm gonna not play defense on the possibly the best clutch scorer of this generation, because Jalen Brunson's that fucking guy. Let's give credit where credit is due. That dude can go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he could be playing like completely dog water the first 3 quarters. He will step up in the fourth.
Yeah,
he'll find a way to get the team going. And as soon as he started hitting a few shots, I'm like, Kenny, you got to get him out. Switch him on the cat. I don't care. Get him out of that pick and roll. Like, he cannot be in there. He cannot be on that switch because they're eating him alive. And it just keeps happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. And then off ball, when very few times he wasn't on ball, they swing it over to the guy he's guarding and they hit a shot. Like, guys, I can't blame any of the Cavaliers. You could probably put a little bit of blame on Donovan for not just saying, James, give me the fucking ball and get out of the way.
Right.
Dude, I can understand that argument.
That's the only thing.
All the other Cavs, for the most part, Jared Allen didn't score enough. That's not his game. He's going to do that in 1 or 2 games a series. He's been very fortunate to do it in Game 7, and we appreciate that. But he's not going to go get 20 every night. That's not his game. Mobley played out of his mind tonight. As far as I'm concerned, the rebounds, the effort on defense, like, he played as complete a game as you're going to get out of Mobley.
I thought
Oh,
Alex was really good in the post too defensively. I
Yeah.
thought he was really active down there. I had no problem with him at all.
Yeah, it was great. He did it. He did what I wanted him to do. Could he always score a little bit more? Of course he could, because we want prime KG. We don't want Evan Mobley, whatever he's been in the playoffs most of the time.
Yeah.
So like we want a little more out of that, but still, there's only one guy. There's two guys that can get the ball to James Harden's hand. Kenny Atkinson by pulling him out of the fucking game, and Donovan Mitchell by saying, "Give me the ball." Like you cannot do this because you're killing us.
I texted Eli the other day. I think I texted you the other day and said, every once in a while, I don't expect Evan Mobley to be a 30 and 15 kind of a guy, but every once in a while, I'd like to see that out of him. And if Donovan Mitchell's looking a little off and James Harden is doing whatever he was doing in the fourth quarter, it would be nice to see Evan Mobley take over the game and be able to run the ball and run the offense through the low post. I mean, I think he's intelligent enough, he's skilled enough, he's he's got decent enough court vision. Sometimes I don't really trust him with the ball in his hands, but other times he looks great. I just wish he would show that ability to be able to take over that game when they need him. He doesn't have to be a 30 and 15 guy every day. He doesn't have to average that, but I would like to see him be able to put up a 30 and 15, a 30 and 20 kind of a night when, Mitchell's not hitting and Harden is, again, just doing whatever. And to your point, Kyle, I mean, I don't think there's any really – James Harden serves no purpose on the floor. In that entire fourth quarter. I don't understand why you even have him out there. You're talking about hiding him from the pick and roll. I mean, I hide him completely from the game. Put him on the bench at that point.
I was yelling when it was when it was an 18-point game, a 15-point game, because I saw what was happening. And I'm like, they're just going to keep picking on him until either he starts playing some defense, which he's not going to do, or they're going to close the gap. And they just kept, and then again, so James is struggling on defense. So just give him the ball on offense. He'll figure it out. He's not that player anymore. He's not hitting these step-back threes over these guys. It's not happening. He's getting his points from the free throw line and from drawing fouls, even on three-point shots. When's the last time James Harden actually hit 2 3-pointers in a game? Anybody? Bueller? Fucking Bueller? Anyone? Like this is what I'm talking. He's pulling all these. Chad, you said it earlier, jacking up threes. Yeah, because he can't get past his guy anymore unless he's got a step off of a run already. He shouldn't
have the ball. Then he shouldn't have the ball for 21 seconds of the shot clock.
We got to give Donovan a rest. You know what, dude? This is the last series, and then there's only one more series after it. So guess what? Play 45 fucking minutes and leave your heart on the court. And the old people are only going to love you more for that. I'm not going to be mad at Donovan Mitchell for trying to be a leader and saying, fuck this. It's my team. I need to take over, because we had a 22-point lead, partially thanks to me, and now it's fucking 2 points with 3 minutes left because James Harden can't play fucking defense and switch. They could have switched on Donovan, and I would have had more hope, because at least he was playing aggressive on defense, steals, whatever. I'm glad he's picking up fouls, because that at least means he's being aggressive.
And I guess that was my question, Kyle. And you answered it. What else could there have been? And I guess I was just looking for more. And he's not the true blame of this, but he does hold a little bit of partial blame to all the points you already brought up. Donovan Mitchell's the leader of this team. At some point, you got to tell Kenny Atkinson, or you got to call a timeout. If Kenny's not going to call a timeout, you got to call a timeout, get in that huddle, talk like the guy who's in their first conference finals, trying to get to their first NBA finals, and go, dude, what we're doing right now for the last however many minutes is not working. Our lead is evaporating. We can't do the foul of Mitchell Robinson anymore. So we only have so many options. And I talked about it on Game 7's postgame on Main Event with Double A Anthony Alford, who you'll see at Midnight Run here at midnight on the Inside Edge Network. And then, of course, Rob Rizicki. We were talking, and I said, look, the pick and roll is the most important identity the Cavaliers have. It creates the ball movement, and it keeps the ball out of, to your point, Kyle and Chad, it keeps the ball out of James Harden's hands for 21 seconds. In fact, it'll maybe touch it for 2 to 3, maybe 5 seconds if we're really pushing it. But that pick and roll opens up Evan Mobley. It opens up Jared Allen. It opens up Dean Wade. It opens up the three-point shooters. It opens up the offense. The Cavaliers, even before James Harden, let's be honest, even before James Harden, they have never been known as an isolation basketball team. There are teams in the NBA that can do that. The Los Angeles Lakers at times, they'll run that with Luka and LeBron at times. They can get away with that. Other teams can get away with that. The Cavaliers cannot get away with running isolation basketball against a team in the New York Knicks that are a half-court offense. Yes, they'll run every now and then, but they are chomping at the bits for you to turn the ball over, slow it down, 18 seconds, 19 seconds off the shot clock, and they find either Brunson get into the hole or a quick pass to Cat or those wings. And that's the other thing too, guys. I do want to bring that up. I know they weren't necessarily super, super crazy tonight, but Mikal Bridges, 18 points, OG Anunoby, 13 points. Those guys, and I'd say that was a low game for OG Anunoby. I'm going to be honest with you guys too.
Yeah.
He averages 18. People are like blowing this dude up like he's the second coming of Christ. He's not. Like, he's a good player,
No, but
he's not $100 million guy. He scores 18 a game in the regular season and he misses half the year because he's hurt. Then he has a couple good playoff games, and all of a sudden, he's the biggest difference maker in the world.
I'm not saying the biggest difference maker.
Let me ask you guys a question. You think San Antonio and OKC are watching this game like, man, we're so worried about the Knicks or the Cavs? They're like, fuck both those teams. I got to beat the guys in front of me because they're the actual finals. Well, this is a joke.
Well,
like,
the reason I'm not saying
God.
OG Anunoby's a 30-point per game scorer by any stretch. What I'm saying,
I'm just tired of national media saying that shit. Like, he's like the X factor and he's the best player on the Knicks. Shut the fuck up.
I get
Listen,
it.
if you have a segment all week where you name each and every guy on the roster as the X factor, eventually you're right, Kyle. So you just have to say everyone is the X factor. I
love watching Charles Barkley shoot dice on ESPN with fucking who's the best player on the team. Yeah,
so
eventually the dice is gonna roll your way. You fucking
yeah. So my point about OG though, real quick, guys, is just the fact that he's a two-way player, and that's why I mentioned before the series started. They're not going to score 30 to 35 points a game, but they're going to impact the defensive side of the ball. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, and they both did, and they're both going to hit crucial baskets. And here's the thing. Is he going to score 30 or 25 every game, Kyle? No. He will have more than 13 points, though, that he had in game one, is what I'm saying. He will.
Will he? I don't know. I don't know.
He's already showed in this
now we're
run.
trying to predict the future. Yeah, then he fucking tore his hamstring, whatever it was, and missed
4 games. So
we are, and it's not going to be because of that. It's because Kenny's going to give the ball to James. They're not going to take him out of the game because James Harden, he can play 40 minutes. He's an Iron Man. He can play 40 minutes and walk half of the fucking game. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, I played all these minutes. I left my heart out there. No, the fuck you didn't. Watch the tape. He can't. And I would say this too. Dean Wade played his role today. Hit a couple big shots. Sam Merrill played his role. He shouldn't have been taking that last three-pointer. That's not Sam's fault. He had no choice because the Cavs wouldn't give the ball to Donovan Mitchell. This is where, again, a lot of that blame goes to Kenny because he's not doing the right thing. The role players for the Cavs did what they were supposed to do. Strus hit a couple shots. He played some good defense. He was a dog. He was aggressive. Sam Merrill hit the shots. Dean Wade, I think he scored like 10 points. That on a Dean Wade is impressive because that dude doesn't score. Like, look at his playoff resume. He doesn't score the basketball. Like, you're not getting 10 points a game out of Dean Wade. Like, you got to take advantage of these opportunities and realize, oh, now it's a 10-point game. They cut the lead in over half, and they just keep picking on James. Call a timeout. Get him out of the game. Give him 3 minutes to sit down so that way he can just like rest. Like, at the worst case, because he's gassed then. Then he's fucking gassed. And they're trying to play
talked about how he does not have his legs anymore in the fourth quarter. When he plays 35, 40 minutes, he does not have legs in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kyle, I wanted to ask you, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I thought the Cavs did a nice job of harassing Cat anytime he had the ball. They didn't really let the offense go through him. I know that the Knicks like to, they like to give Cat the ball and whatever guys are doing back. Cat can see the whole floor is huge. But I thought they did a nice job of harassing him and not really letting him get comfortable in that role. It was like almost like the yoke, like the distributor role. I thought they did a nice job for 3.5 quarters of that. And then they just, it's hard.
It wasn't Cat. Chad, it wasn't Cat. They gave the ball to Brunson because they said, hey, they're going to put James Harden on you. Yeah, go ahead, take it. They're like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Just do your thing. Just be Jalen Brunson. Even if you miss your shots, whatever, we'll take that.
I think is my point. Like the inability to not understand, or the inability to understand what the Knicks are doing and to make any change to slow it down in that fourth quarter.
They started doubling when it was a 3-point game, as opposed to just like, hey, Jalen Brunson's hit 3 straight shots. Maybe we should start doubling him now. And then, you know what, Eli? If OG hits a shot, if they're hitting shots and James Harden's out of the play and our closeouts aren't good enough, then they're not fucking good enough. I'm not letting Jalen Brunson, the only guy on this team that has proven he can be consistently clutch, beat you. He can't score 40 in a game when you're up by 22 points in the fourth quarter.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm not discrediting it, but I'll stand on it. And you can call me wrong. You can say whatever. But the wings in this New York Knicks team is going to determine this series. It's already been brought up by myself first off and other outlets. And I'm confident in that because, yes, scoring-wise, they aren't the main option. But let's not forget, and we could talk about Anunoby, we could talk about Bridges. Anunoby, mind you, NBA champion, right? So he has that experience already bringing it to the New York Knicks. So that alone with being a two-way player, and he's already put over 20 points in this playoff run for the New York Knicks. So he's definitely more value than I think we're giving him credit for. And Mikal Bridges is going to hit some big shots. So
Sam
yes,
Merrill has more 20-point games in the playoffs than OG Anunoby. I just want to throw that out here for anyone who's listening.
it doesn't matter. That's the
Oh,
role for OG.
Apparently does.
The role is for him to play a two-way game, and
Yeah.
that's what he did.
Sure.
He defended, locked up whoever was on him for most of that fourth quarter and OT. The Cavs offense went quiet.
I will say
it's not the
entire
wings.
team up when James Harden has the ball for 22
Exactly.
seconds.
It's not the wings, Chad. You're right. It's not the wings. And Eli, again, I get your point, and their wings are more skilled overall than our wings. Michael Bridges is an all-star. OG Anunoby, he won a championship as a sixth man, and he wasn't really playing that well. So let's pump the brakes and not pretend like Kawhi Leonard didn't dominate. Klay Thompson did tear his Achilles or ACL in that series, and Kevin Durant didn't tear his Achilles too or whatever. Like, there was a lot that happened in that finals for Toronto to get that ring. It wasn't OG Anunoby taking over the game. And
I didn't say that,
MVP.
but you're discrediting the fuck out of him. That's all I'll say.
I'm not discrediting it. I just don't think he's that big of an they're talking about this dude like he's a superstar, and it's like, dude, he's a really good player. He's a good two-way player. Can he make a difference? Of course he will, but he's not the second coming of. He's not going to be this amazing savior. You know what's going to save you? James Harden guarding you, no matter what position you play for the Knicks. That's what's going to save you.
Yeah. Understood. We all got a lot of takes here. Obviously, we're here with you for the next 25 minutes or so. Midnight Run to follow with Anthony Alford. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net. If you're enjoying all the content tonight and all week long, we got great weekly and daily shows here with you, Inside Edge Net. And, of course, check out the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Make sure you go to that promo code INSIDER, get 20% off your order. Again, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Use that code and get some money off your merch with the Inside Edge Network. That's Kyle Cornell to my right, your right. That's Chad Bryan to my left, your left. I'm Eli Moon. This is Cavs Game 1 post-game. They fall to New York Knicks in overtime, 115-104. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more wrap-up of this, some keys to Game 2, and we'll put a bow on this thing. We will let Kyle get back to his day. We might do some Tuesday Top 5 if time allows, and we'll hand the ball off to double Anthony Alford at midnight. So stay tuned.
I can't wait for keys.
We're right back after this.
Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Coming up tonight on Midnight Run, we react to Cavs Knicks game run. I don't know if we're going to be celebrating a victory or not, but it would be nice to steal a game at Madison Square Garden. We'll react to that. Also, special thanks to Tim Alcorn for joining Midnight Run yesterday. Today, we're going to have an exclusive interview with Garrett Bush, my guy G. Bush. He had the exclusive interview with Deion Sanders, talking about Shedeur Sanders and the different treatment and where things have gone wrong, things like that. So we'll talk with G. Bush about that, plus Cavs Knicks. We got a loaded show, Midnight Run, tonight on the Inside Edge Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cavs Game 1 post-game as they fall to the New York Knicks 115-104 in overtime in Game 1. This is, you see the screen, that's Inside Edge Primetime. Those guys are not smiling when we pull the screen back. To my right, your right, is Kyle Cornell from Unfiltered, 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan over to my left, your left. He's here with me at Primetime, 10 to 11 p.m. typically on weeknights here on the Inside Edge Network. And if you've enjoyed all the content and all of our discussion so far, besides the results of the game, make sure you follow Inside Edge Net, like, follow, subscribe, all the great stuff. Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Of course, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all the great stuff. InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to go read about Kyle, Chad, myself, and all your great and favorite Inside Edge Network personalities. Go ahead and check out the partners page. We appreciate our partners, WEnergy.com, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Fanatics.com, W Energy, and of course, we have Omega Marketing, and I'm sure I missed one along the way. Let's go one more time. Fanatics, Alley Rose, Monster Moments, Omega, SportsMemorabilia.com, and W Energy. Usually I get that spot on. Tonight, I'm a little thrown off. So with that being said, we appreciate all of our great partners. Again, go to the QR code, check that out. It takes you right to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And you can use the promo code INSIDER for 20% off your order at the shop. If you haven't been following Unfiltered, well, first off, what are you doing? Secondly, Kyle, I almost said child.
We had a baby, Chad.
Yes.
Congrats.
I am sure that it's beautiful.
It's an it. Child.
It's very tall.
It's a spice. Child. It's a new spice.
Love it.
We need 10 purchases on the Inside Edge Network shop before
our baby. Help our baby.
I need diapers in this economy. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm actually getting to the age where I may need diapers. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey now.
All right. Promo code is INSIDER for 20% off your order. If you're following Unfiltered, if you're not following Unfiltered, well, you've missed it. 10 purchases before the end of June. June 1st, Kyle will shave my head on Unfiltered. Get 20% off your order. Support the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health, news, everything in between. We appreciate you so much. And as you could tell, these guys, I mean, I could just rip my freaking hair out some of these times with these guys. But I love
don't bury the lead, man. Come on, keep it in so I can shave it off. What are you doing?
You can't do that.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. The other day, and we'll get back to Cavs in a moment, but I think we need a little relief for a second. The other day, I was like, man, I might go get a little hard part. I might go get my hair cut. And then I was like, damn, I can't because I got the bet with Kyle. I can't.
No.
Now I can't. Now my hair is in his hands, possibly literally June 1st. So we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Well, I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. All right. And the Cavs are in danger too.
I can't with you too.
As the New York Knicks, they have beat the Cavaliers tonight. And they won 115-104 in overtime, game 1. Almost pulled up the Pistons graphic. We just want to reflect for a moment, but
please, it was better.
We have had a day, fellas. We're gonna try to breathe here, okay? Kyle, Chad. Typically, I know you guys know the drill. Inside Edge Primetime, we do Tuesday top 5 on Tuesday. We're gonna move it till tomorrow. Not so Tuesday top 5 tomorrow. It's in tomorrow's show. You got that and way back Wednesday to look forward to for Inside Edge Primetime tomorrow. I just can't. Chad put so much effort into this list. I could not let this list.
Hold on. Like we got a lot out, right? Me included. And I appreciate you guys. There's a reason why AA only schedules me for 2 of these because usually I'm
and it's always at the beginning. It's always at the beginning of the series,
right? But hey, we have time, and this is technically your space. So if we want to do this, I want to come in as a non-partial third party to view the top 5 and to give my input in a respectful way. I'd love to do that.
Wow, that's so nice. All right, real quick before we go to Tuesday top 5 then. Our executive decision, we're doing it tonight. All right, let's get our quick keys to game 2. Kyle, you want to your keys to game 1? What's your keys to game 2?
First time he's flashed that assistant program director badge. That was am I kind of turned on? I don't know how to start. Anyway, like this is so my nipples got hard when you said that. But no, so keys for game 2, Chad, like that.
This is how you ended up having the first baby now. Okay.
Yeah. Child.
This is how Child was born. Now just be cool. All right.
Have we agreed on a spelling? I'm thinking CHYLE.
That's how it came out of my brain.
The only way, yeah.
Of course. Okay, cool. That's perfect. Yeah. It's a perfect combo. Yeah. It's half and half kind
of. They're gonna call it Chile. And we don't
how many vowels in that name? How many vowels?
It's gonna be a very white baby. We can't have him thinking it's from Chile. Yeah, no, but yeah.
Sometimes why?
Sometimes
be a vowel. Sometimes it's used as a vowel in this name. Okay, what are the keys? I'm sorry.
Keys to a Cavs game 2 victory.
We're doing things.
I'll go first. Or do you want? Yeah.
First. It's his thing.
I figure we were quiet. I don't know. No. So I will say I usually give 3 of these, and I'm sure I will again update this when I'm a little more clear-headed, only a little bit on Thursday before game 2. But number 1 is going to be read the game, Kenny. Like that's the biggest thing. Like he's got to be able to make those adjustments. And I'm not talking about offensively because again, I think it ended up being both sides of the ball being affected because James Harden was in the game in these moments. And again, I understand he's been brought in to essentially acclimate himself to be the core 4 new member. I understand that he's making 30, 40 million, whatever it is a year. I just don't care. Some of these guys, again, OG Anunoby, is he worth $100 million? Probably not, but he's making it. He's a good player, but he's not a superstar. Like he'll make an impact, but he's not that kind of level guy.
Yeah.
Like James Harden is not that kind of level guy anymore. And he can give you a game or 2 where he's going to hit 16 free throws and he'll score 30 points. And you're like, oh my goodness. But like, it's just not worth it on defense because their best players, the guys that will make a difference, Jalen Brunson, and to a lesser extent, Mikal Bridges, OG, those kind of guys are all guards. They all play in that spot. Mikal Bridges plays a small ball too sometimes for that lineup. He's going to get switched on with James Harden. Like you just can't let that happen. You have to be able, as Kenny Atkinson needs to, understand, hey, James Harden might not play 40 minutes in game 2. It's going to be okay. We're going to survive. Hell, you might win the game by double digits if he didn't play half that fourth quarter, but he didn't come out. He played the entire quarter. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
What do we, as a starter being up 22, Donovan Mitchell got a rest in the fourth quarter and James Harden didn't. Yeah. Like, even if he was playing decent, I'd be like, listen, maybe he needs a break. He's 37 years old. And he's ran 1 million miles in the NBA. Give him a fucking break for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Like I just he needs to be able to read the game. They got to find a way to keep him off of Brunson because Jalen's going to feed off that crowd, and he loves the road crowds too. He'll eat that shit up. He's too good of a clutch player. James Harden in the last 6 minutes, almost unless he's on a heater and he's hitting shots, he needs to be on the bench. I'm sorry, you have to do that. You've seen guys. Shaq got pulled out of games. They offense defense subbed because like we just can't. He can't do it on certain points. He's going to get fouled, whatever it is. They stopped playing Mitchell Robinson, and that's when they started coming back.
Yeah.
Like, because they were hacking him. And that's a good job by Kenny for the first 3 quarters to realize that. But then they started figuring it out. And Mike Brown, of all people, made the adjustment. This guy ran out of Cleveland multiple times for not making adjustments. And he finally was like, you know what? Maybe we should give it to Jalen Brunson and let him shoot over James Harden, and we'll live with that. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart, Mike Brown. Yeah, smart. Like, for once, I can see the brain inside of his head. I don't know. Like, it's those are my 2 big things. I normally give 3, but it's really that kind of simple. This team looked better than New York. Like, significantly better. More talented, better offensive ball movement, better defensive play. And then they let James Harden take over the game. And this is what happens, especially at this level, because it's not the first time he's done this in the conference finals. Only difference was he was younger. But he still wasn't putting up numbers in that series anyway. So, like, what are we talking about? Like,
you wonder, and Chad, I'll kick it to you for your keys to Game 2 victory, possibly for the Cavs here against the New York Knicks. What they got to do to get it done. But this is what people feared in Cleveland. Playoff James Harden, it is full effect here. Just as the summer's creeping around the corner and really coming out here in Cleveland, so is playoff James Harden. Chad, what is your key or keys to a Cavs Game 2 victory against the New York Knicks?
Well, first off, I just want to say that the keys were there. They were on the key ring. They were organized in order of the home by room, right? Like it was beautiful. And then they gave the keys to Harden, and he went to put them in his pocket. He dropped them, and they slipped right down the drain, and they were gone. And that's it. And it's true. I mean, the more I'm listening to Kyle describe it, and I'm like, yeah, that is what I watched. I mean, that's what I saw happen.
I'm not trying to be right. I don't take pride in like being like, but again, when you play the game too at not obviously an NBA level, but at a level where you see the speed and you see how people play, and you're like, okay, like it's so hard not to notice. It's so hard not to notice where it's like this dude's getting picked on every single possession. No breaks. Not one possession did Mike Brown take them down the court and say, go off of James. Don't worry about it. No, he's like, attack him every time. They're going to play him 12 minutes in the fourth quarter. We're on his ass.
Yeah.
It's fair.
That's Kenny's fault. Kenny's got to make the adjustments.
Yeah, I think for Game 2, you just do a lot of what you did tonight for 3.5 quarters. And when it comes time in the fourth quarter, and listen, you got to hope the Knicks don't shoot very well again. They didn't shoot very well tonight. And the Cavs got a little bit lucky there with that, but they weren't playing very well in the first half either. But then they really pulled away in the third quarter, right? They looked really, really good for 65 to 70% of the second half. They looked great. Like you said, Kyle, they looked like the better team. They looked like they looked, I don't know. I think what we thought the Cavs were going to look like at the beginning of the season, right? They struggled. They didn't play well. It was like whatever, injuries were weird. But that's what everyone expected the Cavs to come out looking like at the beginning of the season when the East was wide open, remember? And it was theirs for the taking. We thought they would come out and show they were the 1 seed. And tonight, for 3.5 quarters, they showed that they were the best team in the East. And then it all fell apart. So I don't think you changed too much other than just what we talked about. I mean, you got to keep Harden out of those situations. And Eli made me laugh when you said I'm in danger. I literally pictured Harden in that pick and roll. Like, I'm in danger. Like, no matter what, it didn't matter which way he went. They found a way to take advantage of it. So, I think you just got to get him out of there. And I don't mean to be that guy either, but maybe he just needs to be off the floor in that situation. If they're trying to close out a Game 2 win, I don't really want the ball in his hands, and I don't really want him anywhere near anybody with the ball in their hands. So
4 minutes. Give him 4 minutes of rest in the fourth quarter. Don't play him all 12. I'm not asking for too much here, right? I mean, again, he's the oldest player on the team.
Maybe the last 4?
Sure, whatever. At some point, because then at least I could say at least Kenny gave him a little bit of time to catch his breath and to get his wind. I'm tired of this pride shit. I'm tired of the fact that I'm playing him because his name is James Harden and that's final. Check that shit at the door. Do you want to win a championship or do you want to be Charles Barkley? Tell me right now.
And
what do you want?
And that's my my key to Game 2 before we pivot to Tuesday Top 5 here on Inside Edge Primetime / Cavs Game 1 postgame. My keys are just giving Dennis Schroeder more minutes, Keon Ellis, He showed up in this series. We haven't seen Keon Ellis sighting in quite a minute. So we got 5 minutes. I'd like to see a little bit more out of Keon Ellis. I think he can really be a pest along with Dennis Schroeder and really annoy Jalen Brunson. And if that means giving those minutes, and Kyle's mentioned it before, we've talked about it, bringing down some of Harden's minutes, then so be it. I'd rather have
give Tyson some minutes. Give Tyson against Shamet, against some of those guys that they're not used to playing. Like, throw his ass in there. He was only a starter for over half the season for you. He's got the experience now. Throw a different look. Stop putting James Harden. He's at the woodshed and he's getting chopped up like Thanksgiving dinner, baby. He's the turkey. He's prime, plumped, and roasted and ready to get fucking baked. Like, he's down there in more ways than one.
Jalen Tyson did not play tonight. He had no minutes tonight, as Kyle alluded to. Maybe some more minutes for him too. Yeah. We are going to be with you. Cavs game 2, post game. Kyle won't be. He'll be able to breathe or throw his fist to a wall. One of the two.
No, I don't want to damage the apartment. I want my security deposit back.
That's right, buddy. That's what we're talking about. Game 2 will be Thursday. After the game, we'll have Chad and I post game coverage with our bro Omar Klossel. He'll be joining us. We're excited to have Omar here. And we'll have him Thursday with us. Of course, you see it there, post-game coverage, all conference finals long, however long it goes. We'll keep an eye on all that, and we'll see what's going on there. But Kyle asked, and you know what? I'm never going to say no when somebody asks to see the Tuesday Top 5 live.
I mean, right?
Chad, boom, Tuesday Top 5, bring it in.
It is a rehash of the chicken sandwich. No, it's not that. It's not that.
I almost had a heart attack again. Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with your phone or your TV or your laptop, whatever you're watching this on. I'm going to do this very fast. So I'm going to be talking at maybe like 1.5 times speed. It is time for the Tuesday Top 5. Listen, we don't have anything crazy tonight, right? It's not no big setups or anything. We're all good. It got me thinking, Eli. We talked last night a little bit about Travis Bazzana. We talked about just some of the rookies, some of the young guys, that log jam they might have in the outfield if Stephen Kwan starts to hit, what they might do about that. Maybe you go to the young guys. Yeah. So, and we, Bazzana is starting to come around, starting to have some really good at bats, looks really comfortable at the plate. So we said, well, these rookies are carrying. He's having a really nice rookie season. Chase DeLauder's having a nice rookie season. We've got some guys. Kwan had a nice rookie season back in 2022. So it got me thinking, what are the top 5 Indians/Guardians rookie seasons, right? That's our Tuesday Top 5. So nothing crazy. We'll kind of get into it pretty quick here because I know we're running up against it. So let's just go right to it. Number 5, you guys. We're gonna go. This is almost like way back Wednesday a little bit. I'll be honest with you. Number 5 is Joe Charbonneau, 1980. Hair.
Eli's like, who?
No, man.
When? That happened in the 1900s.
So fun story is Papa Moon talks all the time about how Joe Charbonneau was playing. If people remember Joe Charbonneau playing at the local parks before he made his way up to the Guardians. I mean, Joe Charbonneau was doing his thing, man. I mean, I don't remember it. I was 17 years away from being born. But
and he only played a few years in the majors. He really didn't even last that long in the majors. But in 1980, he was really good, man. Just parts of 3 seasons for his major league career. But yeah, slash 289, 358, 846, hit 23 home runs and 87 RBIs with a 129 OPS plus in 1980 to take home the Rookie of the Year award.
Dang. Okay. Good start there, Chad. A lot better than the chicken sandwich list. What you got at number 4, pal?
Yeah, well, I don't know how Joe Charbonneau. I have no idea how he tastes, but yeah. Listen, so Shoeless Joe Jackson is my guy for number 4. 1911. I slid that right in on you guys. I tried. It didn't work. 1911.
I hate that I don't miss anything.
We're going way back, and I feel like I might not be able to finish this top 5 list without losing it. But anyway, this was the Cleveland Naps. This was back in the day. They were a little bit sleepier back in the day, so they called themselves. And that's not why they called themselves the Naps. But listen, Shoeless Joe Jackson at 408. That's still a rookie record to this day. That's ridiculous. 408. That's never going to go down. He hit 408. You see that? I mean, if you look it up, the numbers are crazy. 233 hits, 45 doubles, 19 triples, 83 RBIs. On base percentage was 468. That led the majors. That's insane. God. There was obviously no Rookie of the Year award back then, but he did finish 4th in the MVP voting his rookie season. So, number 4 is Shoeless Joe back in 1911. Hard to believe he spent some time with Cleveland. It seems, that's back in my day. I was just a young buck.
How were the 1900s, Chad, as your kids would ask?
Well, like you see, Joe Jackson, everything was in black and white. A lot of people don't know that.
As someone also born in the 90s, eat my ass, Eli.
Yeah, there was just no color at all. So Eli, take that. Okay. 3. Let's move on to number 3 because that's not what we want to eat. We want to eat chicken sandwiches, not what Kyle said. Number 3, listen, we're gonna go again way back, not way back to 1911, but back to 1950. It's Al Rosen. Al Rosen, he was technically, he had played from like 1947 to 1949, but he officially, by Major League Baseball rules, became a rookie in 1950. Just know that he had a 948 OPS, hit 287 that year, 23 doubles, 4 triples, led the league and all other rookies in club history with 37 home runs that year. Drew a career high 100 walks, knocked in 116 runs. Only got a few MVP votes, but he eventually would win that award in 1953, by the way. But yeah, Al Rosen in 1950, busting onto the scene. And before we move on, I do want to give someone an honorable mention. Grady Sizemore was absolutely phenomenal. He wasn't considered a rookie his first, but he was just 22 years old in 2005. And let's just well, I'm sorry, he actually debuted at 21 in 2004. But his first full season in the majors, he hit 289, had a 123 OPS plus, 185 hits, 37 doubles, 11 triples, 22 home runs, 81 RBIs. And they have a thing in baseball called the similarity score. Have you guys ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of the similarity score? They take whatever, a certain portion of your career, and they compare it to a player. From 2005 to 2008, Grady Sizemore's numbers were absolutely insane. He averaged hitting 281, averaged 27 home runs, 29 stolen bases, averaged 116 runs scored a season. His similarity score, the most similar player to him through age 25 was Barry Bonds at that point. Grady Sizemore was on an absolute tear before the injuries.
That center field wall, just killed him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he played all out all the time. And I was telling Eli, I can't count the number of games he started off with a double or triple when I was down there in person watching. Like, he just was amazing out of that leadoff spot. But yeah, Grady Sizemore was on an MVP. He was on a Hall of Fame path, man. He was very, very good. Unfortunately, injuries got him. A few Gold Gloves there too. But let's move on with the list. Number 2, we're going even further back. 1934. How about Hal Trosky?
Yeah,
he played in 11 games in 1933, but he didn't become a rookie until 1934. But don't worry, because he hit 330. Slash line 330, 388, 598, 35 home runs, 142 RBIs, 154 games. That's absolutely unbelievable. As the studio's changing on us, I know it's time to go. That's like the wrap it up, B, right? That's time to go now.
Take your time. Fuck them.
Remember that?
Double's got the Keurig just brewing.
I'm in danger. Yeah, Hal Trosky, an unbelievable rookie season. Still thinking about something that happened earlier. I'm thinking about a joke from earlier. All right. Anyway,
Hal, take him to the Trosky. Holy shit, 140.
Chad, I think I got something. I know we've been asking for sound effects for our segments.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it. And number 1 is.
And number 1 on the Tuesday Top 5, brought to you by InsideEdge Primetime, is.
Oh, what a letdown! No sound effect.
Someone dropped.
Didn't play.
Oh, you didn't hear it? I don't think.
I didn't. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Can nobody hear the gong?
I heard the gong.
Okay, as long as Chad heard the gong, we're moving. All right.
I heard the gong.
That's all.
We're moving on. Well, we've banged the gong, and now we're going to talk about number 1. Listen, it's Herb Score in 1955. Man, you got to go way back to find these. But anyway, of all the Guardians' 4 players to win the AL Rookie of the Year award, Score was the only pitcher to take home. He was the only pitcher to take home the Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry. Tripping over my notes here. But in his first big league season, he pitched, he had a 2.85 ERA, 33 games. He started 32 of those. Through 11 complete games, 2 shutouts, led the league with 245 strikeouts, also led the league with 9.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. Had a 5.6 WAR as a pitcher. That's a little bit different as a pitcher, but whatever. I don't think they kept track of WAR back then. Somebody probably had to go back and do all that stuff. But 245 strikeouts to lead the league in your rookie season is absolutely insane. So, Rookie of the Year pitcher, Herb Score, 1955 is number 1. That's a great debut.
Man, Chad, you know what? That's a great list, pal. Now, that's not a chicken sandwich list right there. That's an excellent list.
You know what stands out to me the most about this list?
Oh.
That no one's on it past 1980.
Yeah, that's
it's been 46 years, bro. You got some really good rookies, and you can't.
Francisco Lindor almost made the list. He almost did it, but not quite. Not quite.
We really screwed up. Kyle was so nice. but we should have just told him, we'll take your invite next week when we don't do a Guardian/Indians
Oh,
to the Yankees fan.
Listen, it's
I
all
wish
good.
it would have been
Listen.
a Tuesday top 5 like a Boston Red Sox edition. I think that would
Oh no.
Yeah, let's look up the quickest way to lose all of our viewers. Let's talk about the Red Sox for
Well, hey, you know what? We're gonna keep the viewers, fellas. We appreciate both of you. I appreciate both of you. I know everybody out there appreciates both of you. That's another Tuesday top 5 list. That's an abbreviated Inside Edge Primetime with Cavs Game 1 postgame. Kyle Cornell, you can check him out Unfiltered 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays, including tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow here on the Inside Edge Network. Have a lot to talk about, including, I'm sure, some more Cavs thoughts and other things going on in the world. So if you want your news breakdown, current events, everything going on in the world, Cleveland and nationwide, get with Kyle Cornell Unfiltered 5 to 6 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad, Bryan, and I will be back with some more shenanigans way back Wednesday tomorrow. Tuesday top 5 was done tonight, so you won't get it tomorrow. Sorry, but way back Wednesday. Maybe. Way back Wednesday will be tomorrow for sure. I can tell you that. And we will have that. We're with you 10 to 11 p.m. here every night on the Inside Edge Network. And, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, midnight to 1 a.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Weeknights, like, subscribe, follow Inside Edge Net on all the socials. And make sure you check out the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Use the promo code INSIDER. Again, INSIDER for 20% off your order at the shop. Go ahead and get some Inside Edge Network gear. Rep the network, the Cleveland's digital leader. That's us. And we'd love for you to support us because we couldn't do it without you. Thank you to everybody out there watching. That's going to do it here for this version of Cavs Game 1 postgame / Inside Edge Primetime. Again, that's Kyle Cornell to my right. Your right. That way. Chad Bryan to my left. Your left. That way. And I'm Eli Moon. And oh my goodness, fellas. So here's what happens sometimes. And he might just join us. But typically the Keurig starts brewing. People disappear off the screen. We lose people. We didn't lose anybody. Whew. But it gets dangerous. The skyline gets behind us. And you know what that means. We're going to hear some station identification.
Oh, I wish he just showed up now so I could rip him a new asshole too.
We're all going to be gone. Oh,
Hold up, Brittany. Go ahead.
You better be talking about fucking James Harden, how he can ship his ass out of Cleveland. If you're not, I'm gonna fight you tomorrow when we record Side Hustle.
Can I lead with Kenny Atkinson?
No, but he should be in the segment. But no, come on. End of the day, Kenny can't go out on the floor. Like, come on.
But he can call timeouts.
You're damn right he can. You also can too. The player's on the fucking floor.
So wait, we have the first Inside Edge Network celebrity boxing match that just do we?
He doesn't want that smoke. He doesn't want that. I got the reach. I'm gonna put my hand out, and he's not gonna be able to.
I can go right to the body.
You can try.
Listen,
just because you're a human tree stump doesn't mean that you can take me down.
I mean, big thighs win. Okay,
I'm not gonna try and take you down. I'm gonna play to my strengths.
All right. Well, with that being said, we might have a little bit of an idea of what Double A is going to talk about tonight. Again, thank you to Kyle Cornell. Thank you to Chad Bryan. I'm Eli Moon. I'm going to be behind the scenes. These guys are going to disappear just like that. Just like a Danhausen curse. Ooh. All right. Inside Edge Primetime. We're done.
The Cavs are fucked. The Cavs got cursed by Danhausen, didn't they? They got fucked. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, too. Yeah.
Midnight Run with Anthony Alford coming up.
Fucking Danhausen, man. What a bunch of...
I'm in danger.
Station identification.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Welcome to the show. Let me hit post and do my due diligence there on the Twitter. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today sucks. It was 93-71. James Harden split the free throw pair from the charity stripe. 7 minutes and 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cavaliers were up 93-71. And we were on our way to having a very celebratory game one victory, stealing, do that real quick here. Stealing a game in New York City. But if you were just around a few seconds ago, obviously James Harden is effing terrible. He is terrible. I have no defense of James Harden. He's terrible. Oh, by the way, let me give you the particulars. The Cavaliers were outscored 30-8 starting at the 7-minute and 52-second mark in the fourth quarter. New York went on an 18-1 scoring run. 18-1 before Kenny Atkinson called a timeout. And listen, I know James Harden sucks. Defensively, the Knicks went after James Harden every single possession. Mike Brown made that adjustment. They went after James Harden. James Harden refuses to get better. He is what he is. He'll be fine. He'll find a strip club in New York City and call it a day. He is what he is. He's pretty much washed. Whatever. That's James Harden. The reason why I'm shifting my blame and my heated hatred right now towards Kenny Atkinson, who, by the way, if the Cavaliers are swept in this conference finals, you could pinpoint tonight why we have a new head coach next year. You could pinpoint tonight why we will have a new head coach. This moment right here. I remember, Phil Jackson, all those years when he was coaching the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. I can at least reference that on a day-to-day basis. I remember when the opposing team scored 2 consecutive baskets, 3 consecutive baskets, and they were up by 30. Phil Jackson would call timeout. Phil Jackson was calling timeout. No problem. Hey, I see the opposing team cracking a smile. Timeout. It didn't matter if it was at home or on the road. We're calling timeout. We're selling our guys down, and we're on it. We're going to settle this thing down. Jalen Brunson kept hitting jumpers. The Knicks kept driving to the basket. The Knicks kept attacking James Harden. We did jack blank to make any lick of adjustments with that. And Kenny Atkinson is sitting there on the sidelines, on the bench. It's like your whole freaking future's on the line, and you're sitting there doing nothing. Nothing. And you know how inconsistent this team is. Inconsistent. Oh, yeah, they're going to figure this crap out. This team just suffered the worst playoff loss in league history. And I'm not even joking about that. I'm not even joking about that. In that moment in the fourth quarter, it's the worst comeback given up by a team in NBA history. You. And Kenny Atkinson, you didn't even call it effing timeout because you trusted James Harden to actually make defensive stops, even though he hasn't done any of that all effing year. And then offensively, I don't know what the hell he was doing offensively. I don't know what that was. And then Max Strus on the freaking bench during critical moments when we need somebody to hit shots and everybody else was cold. Max Strus is on the bench. We're not making any lineup adjustments because you trust James Harden. By the way, Donovan Mitchell had a great night, except the fourth quarter when he only had 4 points. Boy, where have you heard that before? No Dean Wade. No Max Strus. Your season's on the line, and you have faith in James Harden when those guys kept attacking you. Kenny Atkinson talked after the game. I don't even want to hear what he had to say. But Atkinson 01, let's see what he had to say about the Knicks going after our Hall of Famer, James freaking Harden.
They were kind of going after James late in the game and overtime. Did you feel? I know you tried shading him a little bit.
Yeah, we adjusted. We adjusted to that. Started sending two at him, getting the ball out of his hands, full rotating. So we adjusted. James was good most of the game. Listen, we weren't great defensively in the fourth quarter. And like I said, the ball stuck a little bit too much. That was a key.
Did you ever feel like it got to the point where you had to put him on the bench just a little bit with defensive possessions to kind of mitigate that?
No, listen, he's been one of our best defenders in these playoffs. I trust him. Smart, great hands. Didn't think about that.
I'm going to load in sound here, Eli, in 2 seconds here. Mike Brown, I just saw on the Twitter headline, again, courtesy of realcavsfans.com, who, again, has been great cutting up the sound and stuff, NBA media, doing all that. Mike Brown, I see in the caption that it was no secret we were attacking Harden. So we'll get that loaded in probably for segment number 2. You get fired for stuff like this. You get fired. It's only game 1, and we'll shape up and we'll figure it out for game 2. Really? I'm in a loss of words. I've never been speechless in terms of what I watched. But at the same time, are you surprised? Seriously, are you surprised? You've been watching this Cavs team throughout the year, throughout the playoffs. Are you surprised? A team that can suddenly look really, really good and, get those offensive rebounds. I mean, the story I was going to have coming into today, boy, it looked like we were watching a team dominating the boards on, the offensive rebounds and getting steals and things like that. And we were hitting the shots. And then in the blink of an eye, we go cold for a solid 7-8 minutes. Go figure. That's how we choked the effing game. And our idiot head coach did nothing. He might as well go on LinkedIn, play those puzzle games on LinkedIn, and apply for another job. How dare 18 out of 19 points. New York scored. Those mother effers were dead tired, ready to go home. And here you are, just allowing Jalen Brunson to get going. Just allowing him to get going. And no, I'm not going to lose my you-know-what on James Harden, because he should have never even been in that position in the first place. I blame it on coaching for having him out there in the first place. For having him out there. I will say this about James Harden. It's amazing how much you are damaging your own legacy. Actively damaging your own legacy. Mike Brown. Who the hell is Mike Brown? And you got Mike Brown, and we'll play the sound for you when we come back. You got Mike Brown coming out here and say, yeah, it's no secret. We went after James Harden. Unbelievable. I don't even have a tease for you. We'll be right back.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch the film and figure it out, and I don't think it's anything to overreact to. But, you know, no scenarios, you know, got to feel it. And like I've always said, it's a feel thing. And go back and watch the film, and I have an answer for you tomorrow.
And that was Donovan Mitchell talking about what could have went different in the fourth quarter. Let's play the second cut from Donovan Mitchell. Welcome back, by the way. My name is Anthony Alford. Great to have you back with us. Cavaliers choked tonight and lost. Mitchell 0-2, how they plan on recovering, or how did they recover from the – I didn't even write this down correctly. Here's Mitchell 0-2. Go ahead.
It's one game. We could have lost by 40. Still would have been 1-0. So we just watched the film. We played, pretty solid for 3 quarters or so. We'll make adjustments and go from there.
Donovan Mitchell was quoted also, again, at Real Cavs website, realcavsfans.com, has all the stuff there. He did mention Donovan Mitchell on message to the team in the locker room. We lost. We effing blew up. All right, let's move on to game 2. Simple as that. And we're going to find out if the playing the every other day schedule is for the best. It should be, but this was such a catastrophic loss that you really, I don't know if you can recover from. Kyle, after almost having a heart attack during our postgame show, he had some thoughts. I believe after we played the Kenny Atkinson sound. We got more Kenny Atkinson sound we're going to play here in a little bit. But Eli, you can just pick one. Yeah, he's one of the best. Talking about James Harden. He's one of the best defenders on the team. Are you effing kidding me? Yeah, I mean, and that's – you could put up the other one that Kyle put up too, because these are spot on. This one right here. Leave this up, because the fact that, I trust Kyle's opinion. I trust everyone's opinion. But obviously Kyle playing basketball, at a high level, I trust his opinion on hoops. But even me, as someone who did not play college hoops, I saw that James Harden sucked out there. I saw it. The fans saw it. People who might have watched the cast for the first time in their lives saw it. Everybody's seen it. Kenny did not see it. That's a fireable offense. It's a fireable offense. Not even joking. Thank you, Kyle. It's if they do not win this series, because here's the new information that I have seen from Dan Gilbert. Dan Gilbert is fully invested in this team, in this playoff run. And I would like to say that it was all on the players. For the most part, the players, they all played the Knicks. For most of the game, they all played them. Kenny did not do the. I remember. I hate to reference youth basketball here, but I will here for a hot second. I remember, sometimes with teams who are not experienced, and I will say the Cavaliers in a way are not experienced, because this is the first time this group, other than James Harden, has been in the conference finals. So in this sense, they're not experienced at this stage. Weird things happen late in games that you're just not used to. Certain situations that you're just not used to. A good coach, if the other team just, hey, we caught fire, the other team catches fire. Your job as the head coach, call timeout, draw up a good defense, draw up some, or even, to be perfectly honest, even if you do make a personnel switch, honestly, as a coach, and this is at every level of basketball, you look at your guys and you just say, settle down. You've done everything you need to do to get to this point. Run our offense. That's it. I know our job at good old sports talk is to give you a full page of X's and O's about what could have been done. That really is it. Chill out, run your offense, and then probably sit James Harden. Sit him. Put Max Strus in the game. One little sidebar. I kind of wish he would have started, to be perfectly honest. It would the one thing that we're, because of all the crap that happened at the end of the game, I do want to mention this real quick. Both teams got off to a slow start at the beginning of the game. I really wish Kenny Atkinson would have stuck with the game 7 starting five with having Max Strus in the starting lineup. I thought that was a huge difference with the Cavaliers getting off to a hot start against Detroit. He went back to Dean Wade. I didn't think that was – I thought that was a red flag there. But, you know, it would have been a moot point if the Cavs would have held on to a 22-point lead. We do have the Mike Brown clip. Let's play that Mike Brown clip. This is post-game following the Knicks winning game one. Here's what Mike Brown had to say about what they did to James Harden.
They were trying to do the same thing with Jalen, and so we said, okay, you know, we feel like we can play that game. We try not to play that game much, but we feel like we have a guy that we can play that game with in Jalen. And so, you know, just like we have to try to figure out different ways to guard Harden and Mitchell, they got to figure out different ways to guard Jalen. But there's no secret we were attacking Harden.
James Harden, let me just lay it out for you. Mike Brown basically said, you suck. You're trash. You're garbage. And they're going to do it again in game two until you stop it. Until you no longer become a defensive liability, they're going to do that. And because Kenny Atkinson believes that you're the best defender on the team, you'll probably be ISO'd with Jalen Brunson, and he will wax you in game two. And we'll get blown out. And then get swept because we're not making adjustments. We're not making in-game adjustments. That's actually now we're going to find I don't even have any positivity for you. I really don't. I really don't. I've been in broadcasting for over 10 years through various local medias here. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of people in broadcasting, work with a lot of great people in broadcasting, especially here now at the Inside Edge Network, in front of the camera and behind the camera. I cannot remember a time. There was one other time. It was when the Browns went 0-16. I had to do that post-game show. But I had prepared for like 6 weeks to do that post-game show, and it happened. So by the time it came around to doing that post-game show, it was kind of fun to do it. I hate to say it, but because it was 6 weeks of me preparing. It's not often I've never felt this way before. I could be mad, but would they care? I can shout to the clouds, but will this team change? I can say, and others here on the network can say, James Harden's a liability. He'll still be the main guy the team runs the offense and the defense with. By the way, offensively, his shots stunk too. I'm at a loss for words. Well, fans, I'm sorry that you guys are feeling the way that you're feeling right now, because I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. This, in terms of like the worst Cavs loss of all time, it's this and the Michael Jordan shot back in 1989. It's tonight in 1989. And chances are they might get swept. 30-8 run to end the game. You were up by 20. What was the final score again, Eli? Oh, there it is out there. 115-104. You were up by 22 points and you lost by 11. You were up 22 points with 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and you lost by 11 points. Eli did get this Kenny Atkinson cut in here for me. Let's play that now if we can, Eli.
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to have one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them,
We might end the show early. I might have Eli finish the show, because if I finish the show, I'm moving back home. Because let me tell you guys something. I have a roll of tissue here. This is all going to be gone by the end of the effing show. Eli, play that cut again, please.
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to have one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them,
It sounds dumber the second time. It sounds dumb. What are they going to carry over to game 2? What are you going to carry it to the Jack Casino? What are you holding the timeouts for? 18-1 run! What the hell are you holding? Go to break.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MoserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MoserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Clean energy, bold. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And we thank you for your support of the Inside Edge Network. And don't miss my show, Midnight Run, right here on the Inside Edge Network. You won't miss a single episode when you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net.
Hey guys, Kyle here from Unfiltered. What a show today. Broke down a bunch of stuff. Talked about that assistant principal in Newport News, Virginia, going on trial for that 6-year-old shooting that teacher all those years ago, finally going to trial, the assistant principal who allegedly knew about it. That's crazy. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to follow up on that story involving the crash, that Netflix documentary, that crash that killed those 2 guys over in Strongsville. More about that. And will I have been able to get all the Cavs frustrations out of my head? Did they win? Did they lose? We'll talk about it tomorrow on Unfiltered right here on the Inside Edge Network. 5 o'clock. I'll see you there.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I got a little toasty in this apartment, in my studios. InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you need to go. Also, like and subscribe at InsideEdgeNet across all of our socials. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. We do have a merch shop. You can get polos and T-shirts. You can also get windbreakers, Kyle. Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry, my bad. He almost unintentionally had an entrant into Midnight Conversations. But you can get all that InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Speaking of Kyle, you can use the promo code Insider when you order. Speaking of Kyle, if we get 10 orders from the merch store, Kyle will cut Eli's hair. Speaking of Eli, buddy, come on the screen, please.
It's been a night. It's been a night. It's been a day. It's been a night. I thought I had a really good day. You know, we got to, talk to, you got to talk to G. Bush earlier. I mean, we got, I had a great interview.
And we'll play that for you to end the show. We'll replay the interview to end the show. We talked about Shedeur Sanders and his interview with G. Bush's interview with Deion Sanders. We'll play that for you at the end.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a great interview. I mean, it was awesome. I loved hearing it the first time. Can't wait to hear it again. And everybody out there watching. And, I had a great conversation with Retro Pharaoh, music artist, part of the Steppers here in Cleveland, Ohio. I mean, a great conversation. I was moving. I got some spring cleaning done, AA. Oh, my goodness. I got some spring/summer cleaning done. I mean, me and Papa Moon were moving around. We're washing dishes. We're taking the trash out. They need to be taken out. Like, we're taking care of what we got to take care of. I did a little sweep, a little just taking care of the business. And I'm like, you know what? I can't wait. Cavs at 8:00 tonight. And what did I tell you, AA? We talked earlier today. I said, after everything I've been running around, because we're busy guys, we love the Inside Edge Network. We're going to make sure we keep rocking and rolling to bring you something different as Cleveland's digital leader. And what did I tell you? I said, there's one thing I want to be during the Cavs game for at least a few moments. And do you remember what that was?
No, what was it?
Relaxed.
Okay.
Relax.
Okay. I just ripped up the cut sheet in the last segment. Yeah. I don't even know what cuts we. That timeout was probably one of the worst cuts I've ever. It's you know what? Can we play that again? Kenny
Sure
Atkinson on holding on timeouts.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to have one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them.
That might have been one of the dumbest things I ever heard a head coach say in the decade I've done broadcasting.
Yeah, it's
What are you holding him for? He gave 18 a 1 run.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. And I only smile a little bit because everybody else has looked so mad tonight. And I'm frustrated too, AA. But damn, dude, is this not what you expected? Is this not what we should have expected out of getting James Harden? There was already the concern, we had it on here on the Inside Edge Network and across many outlets in Cleveland, the concern for trading 26-year-old Darius Garland for 36-year-old James Harden. Now, let me be clear. I still think Darius Garland should have been moved. But are you telling me we've heralded the front office for all the development and everything they've done? Because I don't think they're free right now. Now, granted, the series is going on doubly, so Kenny's going to create the heat. But you think about everything, right? You think about. Give me 1 second here, pal. Sorry, just had the brother return from Columbus. He doesn't even know the Cavaliers probably lost right now. He was on the way home. He just came in. I had the dog running and everything. Oh my god!
I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. First off, tell your brother I said hello.
He scared the hell out of me. If you didn't see me mute myself, I'm like,
saw that.
Hold on, pal.
How many people? Oh man. I know smartphone technology and stuff, and people probably found out. How many people turned the game off believing we won?
I'm going to be honest with you. The new thing for Papa Moon recently has been I go to sleep at 4 minutes left in the game. And tonight he tried. He tried to make it through. He tried to watch, and he goes, Eli, I just can't do it anymore. Enjoy your post game. I said, what am I about to enjoy about post game? I got to talk about this for consecutive hours. It's frustrating because all jokes aside, AA, my little brother's home. He probably thought we were up 22 points and we had the game 1 victory. He's driving from Columbus thinking, okay, we're good.
We had a 99.9% chance probability of winning the game, according to ESPN Insights, with 7 minutes and 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We had a 99.9% probability of winning the effing game.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. And to my point before I got rattled there for a moment, the front office, AA, they're not excluded either, right? I mean, we're going to talk about Kenny Atkinson. We're going to talk about the guys on the floor. Let's not forget who made the trade for James Harden. And we can say, Dan Gilbert influenced. I get it. But Kobe Altman's going to have some questions to answer if this series ends in 4 or 5, whatever.
I wouldn't mind if he's gone either. Because this team's led. This team's led by B+ players, and I don't even know if I consider a James Harden a B+ player.
Not at this point in his career. I mean, he's not playable. He's not playable.
No.
It's
but the problem. I'm sorry, Eli, real quick, and stay on the screen here.
Yeah,
we talked about this, and we talked about this on Main Event. Us and Rob. And Rob brought up a great question. about James Harden. He asked basically, would you correct? Rob is listening. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, would you sit James Harden? And the problem, Donovan Mitchell is not consistent enough to run the offense. And here's another thing. Now, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
You're seeing the game slip away, right? You're seeing it slip away. Where are the other guys on the team that's saying, I'm going to take this effing game over? I'm going to go in. I'm going to take this game over. Like, Evan Mobley did hit a critical three-pointer to temporarily stop the bleeding. I think it was like 97 and 91 or something like that. But overall, not enough.
Yeah.
Across the board, not enough. And I don't – this is how I know this team doesn't have any dogs. Listen, Sam Merrill almost made the shot in regulation to win the game. He almost did. It was halfway down. Mike Breen had a premature bang call, ready to go. It was there. But if you're dogs out there, Donovan Mitchell, how come you're not taking that shot? Evan Mobley, how come you're not, we don't have dogs on this team. I don't care what the play call is. I mean, Kenny doesn't care. He ain't calling timeout. He ain't drawing plays. He's holding on to timeouts to take to the effing casino.
Yeah, I don't know.
At that point, where are the dogs on it? Jalen Brunson said, I'm taking this effing game over. Victor Wembanyama last night said, I'm taking this effing game over. We don't have any of that on this team. And we know that. And that's to your point, Eli. That's the most frustrating thing about all of this is that none of this is a surprise. The way we lost, none of it is a surprise.
No. I mean, because you think about it, we have track record of James Harden, the embarrassing Houston Rockets going abysmal. I can't think of the exact stat, but 3 of 36 or something from 3-point land. They have been in a position where they are just absolutely. They've done it to themselves. I'm at a loss for words. It's very rare, but they have done it to themselves. James Harden's not playable. Kenny Atkinson probably should start getting his resume together, like you said, because we're at a point now where Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis are some of the most playable guys you could put in on this team right now. Jalen Tyson is one of the most playable guys, and he didn't even get any minutes tonight. I'm just at a loss for words. I'll have more tomorrow, I guess, when I can collect it on primetime, but just from everything, right? I mean, you look at this. Kobe Altman's got some answering to do tomorrow in the offseason. I mean, somebody's got to get on the phone with Kobe Altman and go, is this what you planned? Is this what you looked into? Because if we're talking about regular season, that was a big argument. Mm-hmm. Darius Garland had the problems getting it together in the playoffs. So what do? We trade for the guy who has not only choked once or twice or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 times in the playoffs. James Harden has completely choked, dropped the ball, and now we're at a position where we have no other choice. Now, AA, I know we're up against it here. We have a special guest here for you. I'm going to drop off the screen. We're going to bring him on here.
No, stay on.
Oh, okay, I'll stay on.
Stay
on.
All
right, we're bringing him on.
We'll do main event 2.0 here. Rob Ruzicki joins us here live.
What the fuck was that? What the absolute piece of shit. I have been on a terrestrial radio station for the last 2 hours and have not been able to say the word fuck. What the fuck? How did you 18-1 run and you just sit there smiling like a shithead?
Rob,
you're James Harden clanking fucking 3-pointers like it's your goddamn job. I am embarrassed to be a Cavaliers fan right now. And by the way, tomorrow we have to boycott sports talk radio. We just have to, because anything besides the Inside Edge Net, because quite honestly, we're going to be called baby back bitches the entire day tomorrow. Stephen A. Smith, they're going to be playing that Danhausen bullshit the entire goddamn day. Pat McAfee's going to rip into it. Everybody's going to go nuts about it. They're going to take a break from talking about Diana Rossini to rip on the fucking Cavs right now, and they're going to be right.
Well, Rob,
bit of it. They can't. A meltdown is when one thing, or is it when one thing fucking goes wrong? It's when 15 things go wrong. And by the way, has anybody put a fucking missing persons report out there for Donovan Mitchell? Anybody see him? He forgot he was on the team until I saw him walking off in shame. What the fuck?
Well, keep in mind this, Rizicki. We played the clip earlier. I'm going to go ahead and just show you. Double A played it earlier. This is what Donovan Mitchell had to say about the game. His message to the locker room. I'm sure you've heard this, but just in case you didn't, here it is.
I said in the locker room, just that. We lost. We fucking blew it. All right. Let's run per game 2. Simple as that.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. We lost. Oops. We turned it over. Oops. We're just coughing it up. Oops. Jalen Brunson's doing whatever. I guess we're just going to be fine with that, guys. We really tried hard. Did you hear what Kenny Atkinson had to say? He said he was proud of this team twice. Twice.
Yeah, he did.
He said he was proud of this team. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm, Rob, I share with the audience, we've been in broadcasting over a decade now, and I have gone from angry to disgusted to like, I'm just dumbfounded by what we witnessed tonight.
Nope, still angry, still there.
And the problem is that these guys, it's just dumbfounded. Rob, what is Kenny Atkinson going to do with those extra timeouts?
Well, I mean, he likes to save them. So, I mean, when you're in a 1-2 point game at the end of the game, you're going to need those timeouts. Forgetting the fact, if you called the timeout in the middle of that run, it might not have been a 2-point game. That's the reason for calling a timeout there, so your 22-point lead doesn't become overtime.
Well,
this team is so great at playing well enough, long enough to convince you that they put this past bullshit behind them. I'm sitting there third quarter in start of the fourth going, okay, you know what? The Cavaliers, they finally found it. The Cavaliers couldn't figure anything out, but they did in Game 7, and they're better for it. And I'm sitting there, and I watch Kenny Atkinson sit there slack-jawed on one of the worst foul calls I've ever seen. Where's J.B. Bickerstaff for like 10 seconds screaming about that? And, dude, the Cavaliers, they need to find a coach like the one that the Knicks have. Like a one that can lead the team and keep a cool head and actually be an adult when nut-cutting time hits. Wait, they had that coach. Twice!
Yeah, I think the rotations were the big thing for me too, Rizicki. You look at no Jalen Tyson tonight, no 5 minutes out of Keon Ellis. Dennis Schroeder for 3 quarters was literally seatbelted to Jalen Brunson. He was walking up, running up the court with him.
Schroeder and Wade were the two guys I was mystified I didn't see at the end of the game.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, right? Would you, if you're the Cavaliers going into Game 2, do you sacrifice whatever offense you're going to get out of James Harden or anybody in the starting lineup? Do you sacrifice
8 points?
Do you sacrifice whatever for Dennis Schroeder at this point? Because Dennis Schroeder's at least giving you that capability there. He's a pest on defense. I think that would benefit the Cavs because here's the thing. The New York Knicks are not going to score 120, 130 points. They're not. It took them overtime to get to where they're at tonight, right? The point they're at 114. My thing is with the Cavaliers, if they just manage their rotations better, like they did in Game 7, if they put more Dennis Schroeder in, if they use some of these other guys, but the reality of it is, fellas, because I'm not happy, obviously, either. Nobody in Cleveland should be happy tonight. The reality of the situation is this. The Cavs are hoping for another Max Strus game, or a Sam Merrill game, or maybe a Dean Wade game, maybe a Jared Allen game, because it'll never be when is the Donovan Mitchell game? And I get Game 7. I get it. But guess what? That was 2-3 days ago. So now we're at the point where we need you to step it up again. Yes,
well, we almost had the Donovan Mitchell game until the fourth quarter where he suddenly disappeared and had 4
Well, I mean,
points.
he said he was happy with the team. They played really good basketball for those 3 quarters. So, I mean, they're happy, right?
Sure. Yeah,
because Donovan Mitchell,
they are.
He hit that 3 to put them up by 22 with 8 minutes to go. I heard you guys talking about it, and you are right. ESPN gave the Cavaliers a 99.9% chance to win, and the reason why they did that is because they couldn't give 100. Yeah. It was done. He hit that dagger 3, and Tim Alcorn, who you talked to earlier today, called it a dagger on the broadcast, and Dennis Maniloff just looked at me and said, "Oh no, oh no,
oh no."
And that was the last points he scored.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? That's my final point, because I know we're up against it. Man, it's always good to see a Rizicki sighting, not Rob angry.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
I do disagree with the Dennis Schroeder because offensively, I did not like his production tonight.
Sure.
I think he's been a liability offensively. I mean, he only had 3 points.
Okay, but James Harden is a liability offensively and defensively. Right. So why don't we just put somebody in who's a liability on one side?
I mean,
that's my point, Double A. And man, me and Rob don't ever agree. That's why I know he's pissed off and something's wrong tonight. But
that's how fucked up this game was.
That's how we know, because that's my point, Double A. Rob actually took the words right out of my mouth. Thanks, buddy. Dennis Schroeder is defensively light years better than James Harden. So I will sacrifice it because Double A, I'm going to be honest, this isn't the offensive production for Dennis Schroeder. He'll have better games than this. But one thing's for certain, James Harden will go 5 of 15 in an important conference finals game. And that's what we saw tonight. Hell, it doesn't have to be Dennis Schroeder, Double A. Put Jalen Tyson in there. Put Keon Ellis. Essentially what I'm saying is, James Harden tonight, I'm looking at it here one more time just to verify, he had 42 minutes. At most, he should be playing 25 to 26 minutes a game.
And he did not sit from that 8-minute mark on, which is the line of demarcation for me in this game. He and Donovan did not sit for 1 second for that last 8 minutes and the 5 of OT.
Rob, let me defer. It will stay on for like another minute or so before we wrap. I referenced at the very beginning of the broadcast, Phil Jackson, at least with the Lakers, and you go back even further with his days in Chicago. When his teams were up by 20, 25, 30 points, whatever, and the opposing team or somebody comes off the bench and they hit like 2 big shots, Phil Jackson, stop me if I'm wrong, Phil Jackson, 4-0 run, giving up timeout.
You even saw that out of Mike Brown. I mean, they were in the middle of that. I think it was they were storming back, and Evan Mobley hit a 3. And it brought it to like 8. It was like 7 or 8 points. And it was 1 bucket. And Mike Brown called a timeout. Now, in all due respect to Phil Jackson, he probably would have looked and said, Kobe, Michael, handle it. But Kenny doesn't have that. I understand that. But at the same time, yeah, the timeouts, I mean, Dennis Maniloff to hear, I'm surprised I did not have to hit the button to make us go away. It was between holding on to timeouts and being proud of this team. And also, too, Phil Jackson, Mike Brown, any coach you want to think of would have had that ass if this team would have done, if their teams would have done, if the Bulls would have blown a 22-point lead with Jordan, if the Lakers would have done that with Kobe, if the Spurs do that tomorrow with Wembayama, if the Heat do that, Spoelstra, every one of those coaches, you are beating the shit out of that team. Kenny Atkinson looked like he was asleep in the press conference.
Yes,
and he didn't look all that demonstrative while he was he let Scott Foster just call whatever the fuck he wanted and just smiled and said, "Hey, no problem. Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Yep.
If this series, and I honestly, I think this is JR for getting the score in game 1 of the 18 finals. I think this was the chance the Cavaliers had. I will be shocked if they even lead past a couple minutes of a game in the next 3 games. This was their chance. Donovan's out there telling you, Evans out there telling you, Kenny Atkinson's out there telling you it's just 1 loss. We've been here. I think Evan Mobley specifically said we've been here before. And they were down 0-2 to the Pistons. To the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't this even that game 6 debacle that we could have closed out Detroit in. I actually had a caller ask me, what would you have rather had? Would you have rather had your team be completely out of it the entire game, or have a heartbreaking loss in the waning seconds of Game 6. And I said, you know what? I would have rather had us being out of it the whole way. And after watching now scenario B of that whole situation, I'm going to hold myself to that. I would have much rather the Cavaliers been down by 25 at the end of the first quarter, and us just talk about how they didn't show up again.
Yeah, and my final point to this, Robin, I just, when you think about this, like I know you have some thoughts.
I have one more question after you're done, Eli.
Yeah,
I have one question. I'm allowed to smoke on the podcast, right? I probably should have asked that before the first half.
That's where we draw the line. I'm kidding. Go ahead, Eli.
So my final point on this, right, is just ultimately, Rob, you brought up J.R. Smith in Game 1, and that was bad. That was real bad. But the Cavs were never really leading in that game, like, dominantly. That's why I think this one stings the worst. This one hurts more because the Cavs were scratching and clawing in that Game 1. They went to the line with George Hill to finally take a lead late in the game, and then all that blunder happens. The Cavs had this signed, sealed, and they just had to deliver it. And
if they would have kept their shit together for literally 2 more minutes of that game, if they would have just started to fall apart with 6 minutes to go, as opposed to 8, they would have been fine. They would have been, we would have been asking questions, but we'd be still talking about a Game 1 win.
Yeah, and the problem too is, the Knicks are a half-court team, and they made them look like, Cavs made them look like they were running and gunning out there. They are a half-court team. They don't really run up and down the floor. But when James Harden and Donovan gave up 4 tonight as well, turnover-wise, when they're just dishing out 11 turnovers in the first half, thank God the Cavs were able to come back for all that. Just to blow it, though, you're sitting here in the same spot. Like, you did all that for what? I don't know.
I'm reading a stat here. The All-NBA podcast pulled this up. James Harden was the screener defender on 21 on-ball picks in the fourth quarter and overtime. The Knicks got 1.6 points per direct action on those plays.
That's making 2 out of 3.
And then
that's making 2 out of 3.
And then they followed up by saying the Knicks got Harden to switch into 9 ISO plays in the fourth quarter and overtime. And the Knicks scored 1.9 points per direct action.
That's hitting it every time. That's one miss in the whole mess there. That's what that is.
And it's
No, keep dude.
No, go ahead, Rob. You go ahead. You go ahead.
No, with Harden, it's like if he's hitting, keep him in. Like he is honestly at this point in time. And I'm sure neither one of you know. Do you know the name Vinnie Johnson at all?
Heck yeah, Vinnie Johnson. Come on.
Who do you play for?
Defer back to you, Rob.
There you go. He played for the Pistons, the bad boy Pistons back in the day. He was a 6th man. His nickname was the Microwave because he heated up quick. And the way Chuck Daly worked it was they trotted out the microwave. They gave him 2 shots. If he made them both, he stuck around. If he didn't, he put him on the bench. And we never saw Vinny again for the rest of the game. That's where Harden's at this point. I'll take the offense if it's there. But the offense wasn't there, and AA, you put down in black and white probably the clearest case on how shitty of a defender James Harden is. If he's not hitting, he is literally unplayable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
My last question to the both of you, and Eli, I'll have you go first, Rob, you're second. James Harden, who by all accounts is probably going to go to the Hall of Fame, no problem, but in his mind, even just a little bit, does he at all care about how his legacy could be could be damaged? Because this is a national stage. This is ESPN. This is first take. Like, do you think that all James Harden even cares about how the perception of who he is as a basketball player, his life? Do you think he cares at all?
Well,
go ahead, Rob.
Well, the whole thing is he didn't damage his legacy tonight. His legacy was exactly the same before and after this game. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like he was, Kobe Bryant doing this.
My answer to that is just essentially James Harden is going to get paid AA. We've heard the reports. We'll actually probably play the clip tomorrow on Primetime from Brian Windhorst talking on ESPN Cleveland earlier, just about just a few days ago about the extension. They're talking about, there's been reports from Brian Windhorst all over about James Harden's going to be a Cavalier probably for the foreseeable future. So in James Harden's mind, if he's going to get a contract again next year, get a multi-year extension and all that, then I don't think he's too disturbed. Now, I will say this, and I said it before the series started. James Harden could very well play himself out of a multi-year extension with the Cavaliers, and they could test the waters elsewhere. So you have to care to a degree. It's like, but how much does he care? Does he care enough to have a good few games, make sure he gets that contract extension? Or does he care enough to get back to his first finals since 2012 and win his first one?
That's the whole thing. Does he, what he cares, but what does he care about?
Mm-hmm.
Does he care about getting paid, or does he care about winning? And if he cares about getting paid, okay, we might see game 2, James Harden have 41 points in a loss. And that'll be enough to kind of make everybody like, oh, okay, he's still worth some of the bullshit. But if he cares about legacy, and I think, I don't want to say that unless an athlete comes out and says they don't give a shit. I'm not going to say that about anybody who's top 13 in NBA scoring history. Like, he cares about himself as he might care maybe as a scorer. Like, he's actually a little bit like Ted Williams back in the day. Ted Williams was the shittiest fielder. He thought baseball was about hitting. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where Jay, if we could have just like a DH, but a designated offensive player, Harden's it.
But Harden, that's like right now, that's like putting a designated hitter out there that's batting 150. It ain't working.
Bro, you watched the Guardians for 2 years. You should be pretty used to that.
And you've heard me complain.
Again, another thing, not a surprise.
You've heard me complain about the Guardians not having offense. But my golly.
All right. We went over. We still got to play our G. Bush interview. Rob, I thank you for coming on. At least I hope we somewhat helped a little bit get things off of your chest before you go inside.
And yeah. Well, dude, I'm actually still at the station. Nikki's going to be happy with this one. But in closing, I guess I'll say, and I know we've used the word heartbreaking and we've used all the emotions in the book. I think what separates this from the 2016 series, or with the Guardians or Indians back then, or any other big heartbreaking moment in history, this isn't heartbreaking for me. I was immediately pissed.
Yeah,
I was immediately rage. And you know me, I don't normally get too crazy about a result of one game. I'm normally one to say, hey, they're all one, they're all equal parts of the whole here. We got to, have patience. Rarely does a game get to me like this. And it's what I said before. They played good enough, long enough to make you believe that all the bullshit was behind them. And they've done this several times. We remember game 5 in the last series. We thought all the bullshit was behind them and they were going to close it out game 6 because they always win at home, right? Every time we think they have jumped the hurdle, they stumble and fall back. And I'm sitting here, Moon's sitting here, Double A sitting here, and I don't want to speak for you guys, but for me, I feel like a schmuck. I feel like I've been conned. I feel like I've been duped. I feel like I bought it one more time. It was Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football. Like, hey, this time I won't throw it. I won't pull it away from you. But no, I'm really going to. And that's the frustrating thing for me right now. Like, just we can talk, and I'm sure on Sunday we'll talk about because they'll be down 0-3 by then. We can talk about what this team needs to do in the offseason, what they can do in the offseason, which are two different questions. But right now, I think this is just the time for indiscriminate rage.
Yeah. Double A, it's your show.
No, and I'll close with this because we got a break, and then Garrett Bush is coming up. We talked about Coach Prime and Shedeur Sanders.
At least in that one, it was done before the game, so you'll be happy.
Yeah, I was happy. I was very happy.
Cool.
You'll see happy me in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Channel 3 was running some B-roll of the watch party they had at the arena. I'm like, oh, that's before everybody's smiling. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that was great. My final thought is this. Honestly, Rob, to add on to your point, this is not – it would have been one thing if the Cavs would have been blown out tonight, at least because then you could at least talk about, oh man, the Knicks really They were rested, and we were dead tired, and we just didn't have it. But you did have it. And when you lead by 22 points, I don't care how good or bad you are, you don't lose that game. I thought
that was, by the way, that was the largest comeback win in conference finals history.
Yeah.
Largest. Big. Unprecedented.
There's another stat. I don't even have it up anymore, but historically, this was one of the worst losses in NBA history.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I can't believe a loss topped what happened in baseball with JT Ginn over with the Athletics. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear anything about that. I've been Cavs-centric the last few hours.
You'll see after the game. No hitter going into the ninth inning, gives up a hit, and then gives up a walk-off homer. They lose to the Angels 2-1.
Misery loves company.
But ultimately,
I wish it happened to the Tigers. What's up?
I know. But ultimately, for me, this when your DNA is not holding guys accountable for inconsistent play, not holding guys accountable for being average, and that's and not having a mentality of a championship winning team, this happens. And this time next week, your season will be over. And
well, they're proud, Double A. They're proud of this.
Well,
so
they could be proud. And here's the worst thing about it: some of those guys are going to get paid. They're going to get paid. So,
James Harden will get paid. He will. He's going to be a Cav. It's going to be a multi-year deal. It's going to be expensive. That's if you have Donovan, the only thing you can do. And right now, Donovan has extensions to worry about too coming up.
Well, yeah. And then you're going to have the end of the season press conference with the I'm done. I'm not that we are told not to go to bed angry at something. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. We choked. Not just choked. It was like an all-time choke job, like all-time. My last thing. Danhausen will never be cheered here in Cleveland, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. He will never be cheered here in Cleveland.
I'm having a tough time. I have some more thoughts.
I'm not having a tough time.
I'm having a tough time.
No. Because first off, the gimmick legitimately works.
Yeah.
Legitimately, that gimmick works.
We were cursed tonight. We were freaking cursed.
I thought of that curse when they tied the game up in regulation because that ball bounced about 4 feet in the air and then went back, like almost like that Halliburton one from last year, or Kawhi Leonard when he was, with the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I thought of it then. I'm like, oh, okay, yep. And then actually, I thought about it too when Scott Foster walked on the court. I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to call some stupid fouls on that one. And he got New York back in the game, man. He got Brunson on the line, 3-4 times in the beginning of that fourth quarter. He got Brunson, in a nice little rhythm there. So, good job, Scott Foster. Bad job on the Knicks because apparently they were told the script and they did everything they could to just completely fuck that up, and the referees did have to come in and help them out in the second half, but it is what it is.
Double A, my final thought is we need the Miz, Cleveland's hometown hero, to whoop some ass on Danhausen. He's in a feud currently, somewhat. I know you're more the wrestling up to date with, obviously, Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast with you and Kyle here every Friday on the Inside Edge Network. I think the Miz just has to whoop Danhausen's ass, right?
Okay. That being said, I think it's a fair thing to bring up after this loss, and you brought up The Miz. Somebody went through the WWE records, and they found out The Miz has lost the most matches in the company's history. So I don't know if we really want him affiliated with Cleveland.
Look, man, that just means he's a team sport, pal. It means he's a team sport. Double A, send us home.
We got to go. Up next after the break, my interview with Garrett Bush. That's coming. Listen, if you want professionalism and professional teases from me tonight, that ain't happening. Just go to break. We'll be back.
Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by InsideEdge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. monstermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Hey guys, Kyle here from Unfiltered. What a show today. Broke down a bunch of stuff. Talked about that assistant principal in Newport News, Virginia, going on trial for that 6-year-old shooting that teacher all those years ago, finally going to trial, the assistant principal who allegedly knew about it. That's crazy. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to follow up on that story involving the crash, that Netflix documentary, that crash that killed those 2 guys over in Strongsville. More about that. And will I have been able to get all the Cavs frustrations out of my head? Did they win? Did they lose? We'll talk about it tomorrow on Unfiltered right here on the Inside Edge Network. 5 o'clock. I'll see you there.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Inside Edge Network here. My name's AA Anthony Alford, and my guest right now, one of my heroes here in this business, a good friend, everything like that. I've been listening to him for years on the barbershop. You have been as well, and he's all over the place. Let me use the government name for 2 seconds. Garrett Bush is on the show. G. Bush, what's going on?
Hey, Double A, what's going on, man? Listen, I'm super pumped, super excited to be on, man. You hit me up, and when we haven't talked in a while, man. I go back to our time at 92.3 The Fan, looking around, talking Cavs, doing them 7 to midnight shifts on Saturdays, man. You know, I'm glad to be on with you, talk with you a little bit, man. And I've told myself I was even gonna talk wrestling, but you was ready to do it, so I'm just prepared.
Oh, now that's a little different. That's a little. Now I will say again, don't mind me. I told you before. See, people yesterday was clowning me when I was talking with Tim Alcorn. I was sweating bullets, so I brought a towel. And we talked before. I got the AC unit on the floor.
Okay.
It's on the floor, so it's not central air or anything like that. So if I gotta do a little of that.
It's all good. It's all good. You listen. I come from the era with Jerry Tarkanian. At least you're not biting on the towel. Like you put. That's the John Thompson towel for Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? Keep it right here. It's all good. Listen. Shout out to the air seat, the AC, the box fan in the window. Yeah, we all good, man.
Oh yeah, we got all that. We're gonna talk about your interview with Dion here in just a second. We got also Cavs Knicks. We're recording this before Game 1. But real quick. You did say you was a little bit of wrestling. What do you got for me? What are you thinking?
So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, maybe it's just me. Were you a Raw guy or a Nitro guy?
Me and my dad, we was Nitro until like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. When they moved, I moved. But we grew up watching WCW. My brother and my cousins was watching WWF.
So Nitro to me was the highest level to me. Like for me, like watching Raw versus the Nitro era was the greatest to me. And the reason I loved it so much was they had the theatrics at one point. Like they was letting regular people, like they let Dennis Rodman just join the NWO Outlaws. I don't understand that. Like they and then they brought Virgil, and it was funny. They brought Virgil back, and we're like, but remember though, like, where's the $1 million man? You got Virgil in here, and he was just like a henchman. And then he was like a henchman. He wasn't even up top. He was just like, yeah, whatever they said. But then they brought the Wolfpack. And then the crazy thing about they had the Wolfpack versus the NWO. But the greatest of all time, I was sitting there thinking, I said, Bryson, do you realize that I don't even think Sting could even wrestle no more. They just had him flying down from the ring in a zip line, right?
Yeah.
And just coming out with a baseball bat. They turned him into like Nirvana, the Crow movie. He was like some trench coat type dude. He was just popping up everywhere. And so I was just sitting there thinking, I said, Bryson, man, they had the best. I was telling my brother, they got the best storylines, right? So they had Sting storyline. Then they just made Goldberg. Like,
right. Out of nowhere.
Just made him. And was like, yeah, Goldberg is undefeated. Like, how? Like, he only had two moves.
He came from the power plant. And then they was like, hey, go out there. And then he thought, wrestling people don't get offended. We love wrestling, so I can say this.
Yes.
He thought it was real, like real.
Like he was. See with wrestling, like, so basically, like in wrestling, like you have to work with your team, and like they really frown upon people like really getting hurt. Like they're like, yeah, Goldberg, you really jackknifing people, like you hurting people, bro. And then I watched this thing, and I thought about you about like 2 weeks ago. Moves that they really got rid of because people thought were like they just outlawed them. Like they were like, yeah, like tombstone power drivers are very like those are kind of like dangerous, bro.
Yeah, you can't do those anymore.
Like I said, what? Listen, like this is football. Like I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, hold on, I gotta ask a wrestling guy. What do you mean that out loud? It's like horse collaring. Illegal contacts to the head. Like it's crazy because I'm sitting there and being like, yeah, like some of the like the swanton bomb and like they're like, no, we don't allow people to leave from, and then ladder matches and stuff. Like they just got rid of that stuff. I said, bro, this is work.
See, now I don't know if you watch any AEW. They do all that every week. I mean, but there's no like story. Like there has to be like some kind of story, and it's not there. They just a random Tuesday night, Wednesday night, they just go out chair shot, like no reason. They get right back up. They don't even sell it. They get right back up. No, I gotta get you on our Side Hustle Wrestling podcast because there's some this summer because there's more to dive in with that.
Yeah, but, definitely, man, definitely.
No, but let's get started here. I do want to lead, of course. You had the exclusive with Coach Bryan with Deion Sanders. And there was a lot of eye-opening stuff that we got from there. Eli, if we can, let's play a clip talking about, it was you and Deion talking about Shador. Take a look.
So it was never been about his maturation, man, and his calmness and his peace. And right now, he's in a wonderful place, man. He's in a wonderful place. He's working on his game. Like I went to my daughter's graduation the other day. Time I walk in the room, I look down, football in the cleats in the bag. That means he done put in work that morning. In the bag at the graduation. So it's work. He go to work. Went to see his brother Shiloh, I think a couple weeks ago. Work. Up in the morning, work. That's just who he's always been. So when all that bull junk was said, man, that now you got that somebody lying you put your daddy hat on when somebody lying about your child, man. That bothered me. It really did. It really, really, really did. Because you know why, my brother? And I'm going to tell you this, I ain't never told nobody this public. That was the first time in my life that I couldn't fix it. I've always been able to fix it with all my kids. But as that bull jump was going on and everything, it was I couldn't fix it. And he wanted me to fix it. And I didn't have the power to fix it. And that hurt. Because I felt like I wasn't there for my son. Why we didn't have an agent? Well, you projected to go, first or second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I've been through this. So why you need that? It don't make sense to give somebody 4 or 5% or 3%, whatever they're giving now, and you know where you slide.
I feel good about doing this. That was courtesy of my guest, Mr. Barbershop himself, G. Bush, landed that exclusive. First off, I'm proud of you. for landing that first off. Just want to get that out of the way there.
I
So
appreciate you, man.
that clip, I mean, you posted that clip. What did you take away from what Deion was talking about with his son Shedeur?
You know, I think what my aim for this interview is, you know, as a person, and I always say, you know, sometimes people think that, you always talk about media, what media people do. I wanted to get my journalist hat on, and one of the differences between being an opinion person and a journalist is learning to let the question breathe, learning to give a question and then letting them have time and space to go in whatever direction they went. And the thing that I thought with Coach Prime that I thought was really candid was he was very honest. He was very open. He had a lot of raw emotions in terms of the emotions of delving back into that. You know, he came off as a father. He came off as a person who's a football coach, head coach. He came off as a person who is an entertainer. He came off as a person who is a mogul. But more than anything, I think he came off as a person who really came off as a guy who loves his son, loves the game of football, and realized that, you know, some things that you go through in life as a father, you can't control. And it really took a toll on him to see his son go from, you know, a person who he thought was projected as number one, number two, and a lot of people thought would go in the first round, to having to sit beside him, watching him slide. And then, frankly, not know why for a lot of it. Just still questioning and trying to figure out, and it still doesn't. And if I have to be honest, it's still to this day, I think it still sits with him tough, because there isn't a lot of questions. There's still a big question mark out there as to why and how a guy can be projected to go that high and then drop to the fifth round.
I guess from the outside looking in and, you know, watching the interview and listening, I guess there's always been, for me, I know, you know, Deion and the Sanders, they want to handle this the right way for whatever, you know, they want to handle this the right way. And they're trying not to step in or do anything like that. And you had a question later on, you know, with Todd Monken, and, you know, Coach Monken invited, you know, Deion and things like that. But the draft, first off, the draft, to me, that's still a mystery. Like you said, I agree to this day how that happened. I don't know, G. Bush. It's just like, I wonder now, because of what's going on with the QB room, because of the QB battle, what is Deion thinking right now? And maybe what is Shedeur thinking right now? It's like, Shedeur's like, I played a few great games at the end of the season, that Pittsburgh game. When he had talent around him, he was putting up points. You know, and now that the roster, you know, hopefully it's better, all of a sudden it's an open competition. I don't know about that, man.
Well, you know, I think Coach Prime did a really good job of explaining, and he talked about Andrew Berry, calls him Mr. Berry. He says, Mr. Berry, I'll always be indebted to him because he gave my son an opportunity. And I think a lot of what happened, if I can go back a little bit forward to answer the question moving forward in terms of the draft, you know, there was, and I kind of broke this and said, you know, a lot of people don't know that, you know, Coach Prime had former, you know, front office executives, former scouts, former people that worked with GMs that helped prep him, right? Like that worked out in the league, former guys who came in, they put the infrastructure around, and they went over a lot of the stuff that they would ask specifically from team to team. So that was another thing that really kind of, you know, threw a lot of people off, because to be honest with you, you got former general managers, you got former guys that have worked in the front offices that know the questions, know what people are going to ask. And so you come away and he falls to that specific place. I think a lot of it, and he was candid about this a little bit too, is there's a lot of people who were a little insecure that Coach Prime, you know, may have looked to jump to the NFL. A lot of people said, hey, you know, if you draft Shedeur, you get off to a 1-4 start. Is Coach Prime going to come and come take your job? And, you know, he said a little bit himself. He said, you know, I love Colorado. I love what I do. I love the people that I'm working with in college. I'm not trying to coach in the NFL, but I think some of that little bit that kind of hovered over the room. when I asked him about Todd Monken and the coaching staff and what have they told him about the quarterback competition between him and Deshaun Watson, he was honest. He said, listen, he's going to call it balls and strikes. He's going to call it fair down the middle, and he's going to come in, and they want him to do a certain amount of things to be prepared to come into this training camp. And I think he's done that. If you listen a little bit in that clip, he's been working on his craft. He hasn't been too much on the internet. He does music and stream and all those different things as you are when you are an influencer like he is. But he's even cut down on a lot of that. It's about all business. So to me, I think the great part about it is Coach Prime, he talked to me about 20 minutes about just football. And you could tell the level of competitiveness he has. He's like, man, we excited. We excited. I'm gonna tell you what, grown gonna do his thing. Grown gonna go out here and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? All that other bull jive they was talking. Grown, he ready to go. He ready. And I said, all right, coach, we ready to see it. And I think the exciting part about this is, and me, I come from a football background. I call it the Hunger Games.
Right.
Listen, one person is fighting for his career, and that's Deshaun Watson. The last time we seen him, it wasn't nice. He got the injuries, he got the shoulder. He's fighting for his career to stay in this league. Shedeur Sanders, he's fighting for the opportunity to get rid of that stigma, to continue to show that he is a franchise quarterback, and to put that on tape in a consistent manner. And you got a new head coach, and he don't got no picks. He come in talking. Todd Monken don't care nothing about what they was talking about before. And now you got those guys in the same room battling it out. To me, you're going to get the best version of Deshaun Watson. You're probably going to get the best version of Shedeur Sanders, and that's all you can ask for in a quarterback competition.
All right, we're almost out of time. Real quick, what do you see in terms of that QB battle from your eyes? What do you see from both guys? And actually, I'm going to tap into your football background. What do you need to see from QB1 with the Cleveland Browns?
What you need to see in this is very easy. People are saying, jumping out, this person got the lead right now. This person is 75% ahead of no. Listen, let me tell you about these pads. We ain't learning nothing until these pads get to jumping. And we can talk all we want to. Right now, they in shorts, everybody looking cute. If you look at Deshaun Watson, and I will say this, Deshaun Watson with no shoulder pads on and everything, with the visor and the helmet, he out there looking good. He looking like the quarterback that you always thought he was. But here's the thing. Hey, they don't win no games in shorts. Last time I checked, you got to be able to step up in the pocket and throw the football. I want to see Deshaun Watson be able to be accurate. I want to see if he can move when the rush is coming. And for Shedeur Sanders, I want to see if he can still give me those wild moments that you spoke of, the 360s against Tennessee, some of the deep balls some of the Isaiah Bond against the Raiders. But can you limit those turnovers? Can you play efficiently, but still keep that playmaking a mentality and do that? So I'm looking forward to that out of the quarterback room, and you won't see any of that until we get these pads on. So call me and we come back on here in about August, and we'll talk to you about who wins.
Oh yeah. I'm going to be checking it. 30 seconds or less. Cavs, Knicks. I'm hearing from everybody. Nationally, Cavs have no chance. Thanks for coming. How can the Cavs beat the Knicks?
Oh, well, listen, the Knicks been off for a little bit, for about 10 days. It can get rusty out here. The thing about the Cavs is they had Toronto. You had the Detroit Pistons 7-game series, rugged, tough 7-game series. And the Cavs are coming off a tough one where they lost a game in Game 6, came back in Game 7, embarrassed the Detroit Pistons. I think the Cavs got a chance in Game 1. They can catch them a little rusty. They're used to playing. And if you can win what in Detroit, you feel good about the series, and it shifts back to Cleveland.
Love it. G. Bush, all over the place. Get host of the Barbershop, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. You, Earl, and Titus, y'all put in great work too.
We got to get you on. We got to get you to pull up over there, Double A. You know you're alumni in this game. Listen, the invite is always open. We're gonna reach out. We're gonna get that done.
I appreciate it. All right, G. Bush, have a good one, man.
Appreciate you.